Good afternoon and welcome in to Ortmeyer Stadium here on the campus of the University of Laverne for today's final regular season SCIAC matchup between the visiting and defending SCIAC champion Chapman Panthers and the University of Laverne Leopards. We'll toss it over to the public address announcing booth for today's senior announcements.
Receiver from Pinon Hills, California, earning a bachelor's in organizational management. His favorite memory at Laverne is hosting recruits. After graduation, he plans to pursue a career as a human resource manager. He is joined today by his father, Joey, girlfriend, Darian, brother, Isaac, sister-in-law, Crystal, sister, Daniela, brother-in-law, Caesar, niece, Zaria, nephew, Jonathan, nieces, Elena and Natalie, and brother, Anthony. Let's hear it one more time for number 1, Juan Gutierrez. Next up is number 6, Josiah Finnell. Josiah is a defensive back from Fontana, earning a degree in information technology. He is thankful that Laverne has given him the opportunity to create lifelong friendships. After he graduates, he plans to enter the field of IT. Accompanying him today is his father, Adrian, and mother, Deborah. One more time, number 6, Josiah Finnell. Our next senior is number 7, Nathan Tagaloa. Nathan is a linebacker from Santa Ana who is earning his degree in computer science. His favorite memory at Laverne is Monday meetings with his teammates. After graduation, he plans to pursue a career in cybersecurity. He is joined today by his father, Joseph, mother, Vanessa, brother, Noah, and sister, Nanali. Let's hear it again for number 7, Nathan Tagaloa. Next up is number 9, Adrian Vargas. Adrian is a tight end from Montclair and will graduate with a degree in computer science. His favorite memory at Laverne is traveling to away games in Oregon and Washington. Post-graduation, he plans to enter into the IT or cybersecurity field. Accompanying him today are his father, Raphael, mother, Priscilla, brothers, Dominic and Matthew, and girlfriend, Stephanie. One more time for number 9, Adrian Vargas. Our next senior is number 16, Andre Maldonado. Andre is a quarterback from South El Monte, earning his degree in kinesiology. His favorite Laverne memory is 5 a.m. lifts and running sprints in the freezing cold on Waffle Wednesdays. When he graduates, he plans to pursue a career as a firefighter because he believes a life of service is a life of purpose. He is joined by his dad, Richard, mom, Amanda, sisters, Adriana, Aaliyah, and Alyssa Maldonado, grandma, Elaine, and grandpa, Mike. One more time, number 16, Andre Maldonado. Next up, number 17, Jeremiah Frisco. Jeremiah is a wide receiver from Claremont who is obtaining an MBA in finance. His favorite Laverne memory is spring weights and spring ball. He plans to work towards his eventual career goal of becoming a CFO. Joining him today is his father, Irv, and mother, Dina. Let's hear it again for number 17, Jeremiah Frisco. Our next senior is number 17, Delante Moore. Delante is a linebacker from San Bernardino, earning a degree in psychology. He will look fondly back on his memories of position meetings and practices. Delante plans to pursue a career as a high school counselor and football coach. He is accompanied today by his daughter, Leliana, Uncle Shane, mother, Deborah, brothers Shane Jr. and CJ, and sisters Chrissy, Alexis, and Cece. One more time, number 17, Delante Moore. Next up is number 18, McKenna Ramos Kamaka. McKenna is a wide receiver from Miliani, Hawaii, who will also be earning his degree in criminology with a minor in forensic investigations. His favorite memories at Laverne are all the football practices with his teammates. He plans to go into law enforcement and work his way to becoming a crime scene investigator. He is joined by his mother, Liliana, Grandma Ursula, Uncle Ikiani, Aunt Stacy, girlfriend Ashley, and cousins Carly and Emma. One more time for number 18, McKenna Ramos Kamaka. Our next senior is number 21, Josh Hernandez. Josh is a running back from Watsonville who will be earning his degree in kinesiology. Fall camps is his favorite Laverne memory. He plans to work in sports performance after he graduates. Josh is joined by his mother Rosemary, father Bill, brother Adam, girlfriend Karina, aunts Layla and Sylvia, and cousins Seth and Carly. One more time, number 21, Josh Hernandez. Our next senior is number 21, Christopher Long. Christopher is a defensive back from Compton who will be earning a degree in psychology. He is appreciative of Coach Creek for giving him the opportunity to play and the camaraderie of his teammates. He plans to continue playing football after he graduates. Accompanying him today are his dad, Christopher, mom, LaShawn, and brother, Isaiah. One more time, number 21, Christopher Long. Next up, number 24, Vincente Zepeda. Vincente is a safety from Los Angeles who will graduate with a degree in psychology. His favorite Laverne memory is spring ball and all the practices with his teammates. He plans to become a coach while working towards a career in sports psychology. His father Saul, mother Sylvia, brother Isaiah, and sister Nadia join him today. Let's hear it again for number 24, Vincente Zepeda. Next up, number 38, Emmanuel Garibaldi Stevenson. Emmanuel is a safety from Downey who is graduating with a degree in journalism. Football practices with his team are his favorite Laverne memories. After he graduates, he plans to work towards a career in sports broadcasting. He is joined by his mother Laura, father Ian, sisters Delilah and Angelica, and brother Elijah. One more time for number 38, Emmanuel Garibaldi Stevenson. Our next senior is number 39, Frederick Mangan. Frederick is a running back from Seattle who is earning a degree in business administration. His favorite memories at Laverne are practices with his teammates. He plans to pursue a career as a sports agent upon graduation. Frederick is accompanied by his dad, Rick, mom, Tracy, and brothers, Chase and Isaac. One more time for number 39, Frederick Mangan. Next up, number 41, Noah Coronado. Noah is a defensive end from Las Vegas who will be graduating with a degree in computer science. His favorite Laverne memories are 5 a.m. spring lifts yelling, "Last set, best set." Once he graduates, he plans to join the School of Ministry and spread the gospel. His father Nicholas, mother Tiara, brothers Max, Cole, and Cruz, and girlfriend Heather join him today. One more time, number 31, Noah Coronado. Our next senior is number 51, Martin Almeiron Tamerda. Martin is an offensive lineman from Ontario who is graduating with a degree in mathematics. His favorite Laverne memories are lineman dinners. After he graduates, he plans on getting his teaching credential to start teaching and coaching football. Today he is joined by his mother Tina and father Martin. One more time, let's hear it for number 51, Martin Almeyron Terana. Next up is number 60, Anthony Correa. Anthony is an offensive lineman from Grand Terrace who is earning a BS in history with a minor in political science. Spring ball is his favorite Laverne memory. He plans to pursue a career in education as a history teacher and work in community affairs. He is joined by his father Michael and mother Mary Beth. One more time, number 60, Anthony Correa. Next up, number 64, Trajan Juamawan. Trajan is an offensive lineman from Whitmore Village, Hawaii, who will be graduating with a degree in kinesiology. His favorite memories at Laverne are 5 a.m. workouts in the spring. When he graduates, he plans on obtaining his teaching credential and to coach football. He is joined by his father Joshua, mother Charlotte, and sister Xylee Quinn. Let's hear it for number 64, Trajan Jumawan. Our next senior is number 76, Gino Torres. Gino is a guard from Las Vegas who is earning a degree in computer science. His favorite Laverne memories are practices with his team. He plans to become a video game programmer and make something he can call his own. He is accompanied by his father Gino and mother Genevieve. One more time, number 76, Gino Torres. Next up, number 87, Max Jimenez. Max is a wide receiver from Compton who is graduating with a degree in business administration and management with a concentration in information technology. His favorite Laverne memories are spring ball and 5 a.m. weights with his teammates hyping each other up. He plans to build a construction business and get into project management. Today, he is joined by his father, Delfino, mother, Bernice, sister, Pilar, cousin, Aitzli, Nayeli, Yarta Etzi, Zayana, Yelitza, Isai, and father, Porfinio. One more time, number 87, Max Jimenez. Our next senior is number 91, Justin MacArthur. Justin is a defensive lineman from Milwaukee who is earning an MBA in leadership and management. His favorite Laverne memories are breaking down film with his teammates. After he graduates, he plans to pursue a career as a football coach. He is joined by his mother Melanie, father Stephen, and wife Carla. Let's hear it again for number 91, Justin MacArthur. Our final senior is number 96, David Cisneros. David is a defensive end from Fernley, Nevada, who is graduating with a degree in kinesiology. His favorite Laverne memory is walking onto the field on game day for the first time. He plans to coach football and work as a sports performance coach after he graduates. He is joined by his father Roman, mother Jamie, sister Nicole, brother-in-law Alex, and nephew Elliot. One more time, number 96, David Cisneros. As all of our seniors gather for a final group picture, let's have one more round of applause for this amazing group of seniors. We appreciate
What
your
a beautiful
contributions.
moment that was. As we take a look at the standings, Chapman Panthers on top of the Surf Division, 5-1 in the SCIAC, 6-2 overall. They'll be playing the Pomona Pitzer Sage Hens in the championship game back-to-back years next week. For Laverne, they are at the bottom of the Sun Division, 0-6 in the SCIAC and 0-8 overall. They'll be playing California Lutheran Kingsman next week, battling for 5th place. Xander, who are some players to watch for Laverne if they want to knock down Chapman tonight?
Well, obviously, the first one you're going to look at is Showtime Jimmy. Jimmy Rumsey out here leading in receiving yards, 652, averaging 81 a game and 6 touchdowns, which is second in the SCIAC, but he is a dangerous weapon. If you need a first down, you need a touchdown, go to him.
Absolutely.
Also looking at his second man right behind him, McKenna Ramos-Kamaka, 344 yards, averaging 43 a game, but he's still a very dangerous wide receiver. Kind of gets lost with Showtime Jimmy out there, but you could always rely on him as well. And now when you look at the running game, you kind of have a running back by committee, but you got the big bruiser and Arthur McCowan averaging 53 yards per game, 53 or 5.3 average rushing yards. He's going to fight for every single one of those yards.
Absolutely.
Those are 5 yards of breaking tackles and pushing as just the strong guy he is. But there's also a second man right after him. We also got Elijah Duckworth. Now, he's the elusive back. He goes out for the catches. He goes out. He's making guys miss. He's not breaking tackles, but he's breaking ankles. And the man behind this all is going to be Jordan Hernandez. Now, Hernandez, up and down season. Obviously, Laverne does not have a win on the season. But Jordan Hernandez, a guy they could really build a future on. 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, but he still is very reliable. But now looking at that defense, and it's sad to see some guys go as Delonte Moore and Vicente Cepeda. We saw the ceremony for them, both leading in tackles in the SCIAC. Delonte Moore, 4.5 sacks and an interception. He could do it all, but he is going to be very sad to go. But we can now see maybe some new guys coming in and become the new leaders of this Leopard defense.
Absolutely, and let's see if those guys can set the tone defensively for the Leopards. As we take a look at some of the Chapman players to watch for today, receiving core, Gian Legeman has 31 receptions, averaging about 10 per catch, north of 300 yards with a touchdown. Alongside Langeman, it'll be Zimmerman, also has north of 300 yards as well. But the man of the hour is Gio Orsino. This running back, 802 yards, leads the SCIAC in that category with 3 rushing touchdowns, averaging over 100 yards per game. Needs only 40 yards for 1,000 all-purpose yards this season. Tyler Pacheco, kind of a utility player, has thrown, caught, and ran for a touchdown this season. His 6 rushing touchdowns is good enough for second in the SCIAC. Joey Yellen, the quarterback, sure-footed, 8 touchdowns, does have 5 interceptions, but his 60% completion percentage is number 1 in the SCIAC. Defensively, Alexander Terriquez and Jacob Gowdy. Terriquez, second all-time in Chapman Panther history with 264 total tackles, and Jacob Gowdy with 4 interceptions leads the Panthers in a team that has 15 interceptions, which is the most in the SCIAC. So we take a look at the Leopards run out onto the field for the last time in 2024. Xander, senior night, what is the emotion for the players?
Well, obviously, you first want to start off, you want to send the boys home happy. You want to just go in here understanding that season's not entirely over. You still have this. You still have to honor these guys that you have been with, guys that you have trained day and night with. This is pretty much just going to be all emotions going out there, and Laverne's not going to go down without a fight. Yes, Chapman is a very dangerous team, but the Leopards are going to make sure if Chapman wants to win this game, it's going to have to be earned, and it's going to be earned really hard.
We talked about it before. Delonte Moore, Cepeda, Vicente, both those guys defensively anchoring this team. How big is it for them to set the tone defensively?
I think it's a huge one because if you could stop this Chapman's kind of based on an Army-type offense where they're going to run it down your throat. So if Laverne can just stop this run, get some hard hits going in, I think it's going to be a long day.
Well, we got senior night here at Ortmeyer Stadium. It's the Chapman Panthers and the University of Laverne Leopards. I'm Billy Lopez alongside Xander Zubiati. We'll step away for a moment for the national anthem.
Hi, I'm Terry Bradshaw. Like many of you, I took the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge back in the summer of 2014. It was cold and it was a lot of fun. But there's nothing fun about ALS. It robs a person of their ability to walk, to talk, and to eventually breathe. It's also fatal, usually within a few years, and is emotionally and financially devastating to thousands of families across America. It's truly a brutal and nasty disease. But we're making progress thanks to many of you. Since the Ice Bucket Challenge, we've seen new ALS genes discovered, new technology developed that helps people with ALS, and new potential treatments in the pipeline. We still have a lot of work to do. I'm no scientist, but I can tell you this: if we can cure ALS, we can cure anything. Please join me in the fight against ALS.
Some say e-cigarettes aren't dangerous,
but science shows nicotine can harm teens' developing brains.
no matter how they're exposed.
Let's do an experiment to find out.
Here's a teen who won't be using e-cigarettes.
Now we need one willing to risk their brain development.
Anyone care to volunteer your kid?
Anyone?
Your kids are not an experiment. Protect them from e-cigarettes.
Well, Xander, in terms of storylines, we know where both of these teams are headed next week. The Chapman Panthers will be going back to the SCIAC Championship game against Pomona-Pitzer Sage Hens. It'll be the same matchup as it was last year. For the Leopards, they'll be playing the Kingsmen next week, battling for 5th place. But this game still has some important notes to make. If the Panthers can win today and the Sage Hens lose against Redlands, then it is Chapman that will host that championship game. And, of course, for Laverne, how big is it to knock down the defending champs and potentially 2-time champions?
Well, you're obviously going to look at it in the way of, let's play spoiler. Let's be those guys that understanding that you're not fighting for much except pride. You're not going out there understanding that I'm going to win a championship. You're going out there telling Chapman, hey, you're going, but you're not going in your own home field. You have to go to Pomona-Pitzers and play them. It's understanding that Laverne is going to play with pride, and they're just going to do this for each other. They're not doing it for anybody else but their own teammates.
Absolutely. And we talked about senior night. We talked about the emotions that the seniors will be playing with. But how about the other players, the non-seniors, who want to actually put out on the field so that the seniors can go out on top with a win?
Well, it's also just to see the development that they've had at Laverne. It's kind of a bit of a building, but also just seeing how the seniors go out. Seniors coming in, we'll see how they do, but yeah, you're looking at the juniors, you're looking at the sophomores, and maybe some even freshmen going in and seeing what do I have next year.
Absolutely. So we take a look. Rex Higgins, one of the honorary captains of the game, former ULV head coach Rex Higgins in the 1990s through 1994 at the helm of this ULV football team. ULV is one of these teams, but almost a campus that always bring back players from the past, coaches from the past. Students always want to come back here, and it's always good to see this kind of action here.
Administrator, assistant coach, mentor, and friend. Welcome home, Coach Higgins.
Well, I mean, first off, you're in a beautiful area like Laverne and a beautiful campus. I mean, I don't go here, but when I keep seeing this place, I keep thinking, I'm like, man, this is a really good place to stay at, but it's also just to keep the tradition going strong is absolutely amazing to have.
Yeah, the community is unrivaled, and we see that time in and time out as both of the captains from the Panthers and the Leopards meet in the middle. And we are set for the final regular season SCIAC matchup of 2024. The top dogs, Chapman Panthers, trying to march their way back into a title game, and the Leopards trying to avoid a winless season for the first time since 2009. Another history note, Chapman Panthers have defeated ULV 9 consecutive times. You'd have to go back to 2015, the last time the Leopards knocked off the Panthers. It was a 49-42 victory. Coincidentally enough, that was the time that the Laverne Leopards were SCIAC champions in 2015.
Of course it was.
It'll be Laverne deep back to receive in their green uniforms, left side of your screen. They'll be working from left to right here at the start of the first quarter. The Panthers in their white jerseys on black bottoms will be kicking off.
Number 46, Jack Hudson. Back deep to receive for your Leopards. Number 4, Noah Allen. And number 3, Ronnie Rupke.
Noah Allen and Ronnie Rupke deep back to receive for Laverne. On a couple of bounces, it's Allen at the 12, working his way up right sideline, runs into a few Panthers, and is wrestled out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Laverne will set up shop, 1st and 10 from their own 30.
No, I'm a bit questionable on the move because I would think that Laverne, unless they lost the toss, we're not fully known yet, but Laverne going out on offense first, I feel like they would want to make a statement on defense to maybe understand that this Chapman is just a run-heavy team. If you stop the run and make them throw the ball more, you might be able to put the game in your pocket. But yeah. I don't know if they won the toss or they lost the toss. So there is also that factor in as well.
Oh, we were talking about Jordan Hernandez potentially leading this team, but Coach Creek, as he does, likes to use Brian Rudden and Jordan Hernandez kind of as dual threat quarterbacks. Rudden, the more pocket presence passer, and Jordan Hernandez, more of that dual threat, likes to run the game as well. First and 10, ball spotted on the Leopards' 30-yard line. As the officials will talk to Rudden and some of the Leopards, kind of setting up. Not sure exactly what they're talking about, but
maybe the exact placement of the ball?
Potentially. Maybe the PSI of the ball? I don't know.
Apparently someone's jersey and backplate?
Yeah. Maybe you got to see the numbers. Now the officials just dabbing up some of those linemen. Welcome to the game, welcome to the game. We'll see what the official wording is here soon from our head official. Not sure if he knows yet either.
Just kind of a form of commemoration, just kind of like a, hey seniors, nice to see you.
Could be senior night for some of the officials. Well, it's one way to take the energy out of the crowd.
It's the calm before the storm.
Well, you talked about Laverne wanting to start off hot defensively, but this is a great opportunity to air it out against this Panthers defense. And if you put up points, that's immediate pressure on the Panthers offense.
Yeah, but it's kind of a understanding that in a 3-4 defense like Chapman is looked to be right now, kind of seeing where you see the corners play. Are they going to play more man or are they going to play more of a zone? Because you have to kind of figure out a plan. Are they going to throw the curl routes, maybe comeback routes, throwing just flood concepts? Or are they going to go air in and out, just going for that deep ball? And with kind of more of an improvising quarterback, you could even see more running plays, more read options. We don't fully know exactly how this defense is going to go. I think the issue is something with the coordinators on the lift.
Yeah. Looks like the safety equipment wasn't perhaps on, and now they're gone. And the Panthers sideline, giving their coaches a little bit of a hard time there. Well, there you go. The lift is working. The coach's lift wasn't working, and they wanted to make sure they had the best viewpoint as possible before the start of this one.
What a great start to the day.
All righty, here we go. 1st and 10. Leopards set up shop from their own 30. Brian Rudden in at quarterback. Takes the snap. Hands off up the middle. Breaks off a few tackles for a nice run. He'll bring down 2nd and 5 for Laverne.
And a great job by Tariquez to make that tackle, because it didn't seem like anybody was going to be able to stop him, but thankfully Tariquez is there, able to get the stop on Josh Hernandez. My bad. I thought I saw 28. I was about to say McCowan, but
yeah, Josh Hernandez, one of the seniors. Coach Creek trying to get some of the seniors involved early on. 2nd and 5 from the 35. Panthers show blitz. 5-man rush, and they get to Rudden. Sacked at the 28. That'll bring up 3rd and 12.
As Tariquez was sack number 3, a kind of do-it-all linebacker. If you're leading your team in tackles and also getting up there in sacks. He's now second on the team in total sacks, just behind Tate Zimmerman.
So they mark it at the 29. It's 3rd and 11 officially. 3 wide receivers set for Rudden. Hernandez, the lone back. Fakes the handoff on play action, airs it out deep, intended for Rumsey. Rumsey makes the catch, breaks a few tackles, stays on his feet. Touchdown, Leopards.
I think I need to check my chart again, because yeah, that was Showtime Jimmy right there making a big play with a simple post route too, and on 2 guys staying on his feet. And Jimmy Rumsey, there's a reason why he was the lead receiver for Laverne Leopards.
Absolutely, his 7th receiving touchdown of the season gets the Leopards on the board early on. 13:23 remaining in the first quarter, and the Leopards answer just what the doctor ordered. Point after is good by Lopez. It's 7-0 University of Laverne. We shall see if the defense of Laverne can hold up just as much as their offense did right there. How about Brian Rudden? He just got sacked on the previous play, steps up in the pocket on play action, sees a Panther in his face, airs it out, perfect pass, and Rumsey finishing the rest.
That was beautiful by Brian Rudden. That was just beautiful by Brian Rudden, just moving up in the pocket as he's about to get hit. A dot to Jimmy Rumsey, and with a safety right in his face. But just a good route by Jimmy Rumsey, just able to get on top of the safety and both the corner and fit it perfectly. But also good by him, just staying on his feet. Looked like he was about to tumble and have to go down, but no, Jimmy Rumsey able to hold on.
71-yard receiving touchdown in the books from the Leopard Zone 29 on 3rd and 11. A dart. Panthers scoop it up at their own 3-yard line from the left sideline. Pushes their way forward, breaks a couple of tackles, and then is pounced on by a couple of Leopards shy of the 40. Good return by the Panthers.
Yeah, the Panthers got to answer back after that big touchdown play. But we'll see, because it seems like they have more long and methodical drives, not just running the ball, but just able to kind of kill that clock. So if the Panthers can just get down there and make this long methodical drive, it might put something in the offense to be more well-rested and able to bounce back in, but also just to give the defense, just tire them out.
Yeah, this is a great Chapman Panther offense. They lead the SCIAC in just about everything: passing, rushing, completion percentage, and there's their man, Ursino, bullying his way forward on 1st and 10. Picks up about 5. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5. Ursino, the leading rusher in the SCIAC, 802 yards coming into the game, averaging over 100 yards per game. They give him 6, so it's 2nd down and 4. Yellen takes the snap, another handoff up the middle to Ursino. Good enough for a 1st down, shy of midfield, 1st and 10 Panthers.
And the Panthers are already doing a good job by just creating wide open holes, but also motioning the tight ends around from side to side just to kind of see if you're playing in a man or zone defense.
It's a good note there, Xander. And they're sticking to their MO mostly. This is a team that last week rushed for over 200 yards, threw the ball only 15 times. Now motions out, passes to Ursino, pass is caught across midfield and tackled out of bounds near the Laverne sideline. We'll bring up 2nd and 7, pickup of 3. There's one of the seniors, Zepeda, getting in on the tackle. Panthers offense working from right to left on your screen. Yellen, the quarterback, out of the shotgun, once again motioning. Couple wide receivers set up to the left. Quick throw out, pass is caught. Stumbling backwards, fumbles the ball, and is able to pounce on it. But what looked to be positive yardage is going to be a loss of 1, 3rd and 8.
Yeah, Mazzano did way too much on that one. Instead of just taking the ball upfield and just get the yardage, he tried to make the big play right there. But Chapman's doing a good job at understanding what kind of defense Laverne's playing and really doing a great job of playing in a good flood concept and also just finding guys wide open. These receivers are becoming dangerous, but haven't really seen much of them. Don't have the big yardage, but they still make the big plays, and they do have 17 touchdowns in the passing game.
On 3rd and 7, the number 1 team in converting 3rd downs. Laverne desperately trying to stop them. Only a 3-man rush. Yellen airs it out deep. Picked off by the Leopards, but a flag is thrown. Likely pass interference against the Leopards. We'll have to wait and see. What did you see there, Xander?
Yeah, I mean, Kakoa Barnes kind of doing a little too much in that defensive package. He had an easy interception right there. It was thrown short, and it kind of just blocking him before Jonar Brown had the ball. It's kind of just a miscue right there. It's nothing much of it. That was an underthrown ball, and they just tried to be extra.
Yeah, tough break. Would have been a momentum shifter, and instead, the Panthers offense continues to trot forward. 1st and 10 now from the Leopards' 35-yard line. The penalty was on Kakoa Barnes. The coverage was on Tyler Pacheco, the utility player for this Panthers team. Allen takes the snap, fakes the handoff, faces pressure by Delonte Moore, rolls out right, pass is thrown, incomplete. Or was it? Okay, incomplete pass, but Laverne's sideline is saying, hey, that was a catch.
Yeah, Brown really looking to get that interception back right there.
Jamar Brown almost back-to-back picks. Nonetheless, incomplete, 2nd and 10.
I think that was one of the first miscues that Chapman had. With the one high safety, it looks like they could have easily gone into a cover 3 beater and just thrown a vertical tight end route or a vertical receiver route on the inside. But they kind of motioned to the outside, which set up perfectly against this cover 3 defense.
Before the snap, a couple of whistles. Flag was thrown.
Clock to 10 minutes and 10 seconds.
Oh, there we go. 1 extra second was off the clock, so they'll set it
Thank
from
you.
10:09 to 10:10. 10:10 remaining in the first quarter of action. It's ULV 7, Chapman University nothing. But they are driving down the field on the Leopards right now in Leopard territory on the 35.
Looks like try to find a blitz right there. So looks like Laverne's going to be sending 5. So Chapman's got to look to get this one out quickly.
2nd and 10 with 3 wide receivers set. Fake handoff. Pass is thrown and caught on a little bubble screen. Breaking a few tackles, staying on his feet at the 10, at the 5, and is finally brought down, but not before 1st and goal. That is Gian Lageman, the senior, making that play.
Another good job just reading the blitz right there and getting out as quick as possible on the bubble screen right there. Chapman, they got an answer for all the defensive formations that Laverne's been setting up in.
First and goal. Ball spotted at the 5-yard line. So 5 yards to answer Laverne. Run up the middle to Ursino. Defensive Laverne got to him behind the line of scrimmage. Probably got back to it, maybe a yard or two, but it'll bring up second and goal.
They got to do everything they can to stop that run. If they have to rely on the passing game, if they just play press, they should do a good job against this Chapman wide receiver room. We'll look for Amir Adams right now, maybe a zig route.
Yeah, the lone wide receiver to the left. Another handoff to Ursino, who's going to just bulldoze his way into the end zone. And Chapman answers back with a touchdown of their own. That's just some good old-fashioned hard-nosed football.
Yeah, run it down your throats. Get that into the end zone as hard as possible. Ursino making it look easy, though. Hitting the guy and just pressing against him. Doesn't really have any much contact with him, and Ursino gets another touchdown. That's his 4th one on the season. Kind of sad. He's got the big yardage, but not much of a touchdown guy.
Jax Hudson with the point after drills it, and we are tied at 7. Hudson actually missed the point after last week against CMS. And that was a tough game, Chapman and CMS. Chapman ended up winning 9-7. Fun fact, Xander, it was the smallest win margin in terms of total points scored with 9 points.
Well, I hope people were betting the under on that one.
Not too often that you get 9 points and you're going to walk away with a win, but their defense was strong enough.
Well, I mean, when you have a good defense like Chapman, I feel like even just getting a field goal, you might say, oh, it looks like Chapman's going to go away with this one. They have been absolutely insane on defense with leading interceptions. You have the scary front 7. It's a hard team to beat, and the fact that Laverne already got a touchdown on them in their first drive, it's looking like they're going to be playing with house money.
Yeah. So only 5 minutes and 47 seconds into this one, and we already have a 7-7 score as Hudson's kickoff sails into the end zone for a touchback. ULV will set up shop, 1st and 10 with their second drive now. One other story to kind of keep a lookout for is this Panthers defense is stingy. 15 interceptions, the most in the SCIAC. And as we know, Brian Rudden has thrown quite a few of interceptions, the most in the SCIAC as well. So Laverne in total with 18 total interceptions thrown between Rudden and Hernandez. But early on, Rudden has looked solid.
He really has, and it was just good that he was able to stay poised and take the hit and make still a great throw.
1st and 10 from the 25. On play action, airs it out. That's Vargas. Breaks a tackle and then gets tripped up across the 31. Pickup of 6, 2nd down and 4.
Now, I haven't seen much on the Chapman, but when I do, I have noticed some couple cues. Chapman does like to commit to the ball, so if Rudden can just maybe get the balls just an inch above these corners and safeties, he might be able to turn these catches into big plays, because if they're committing to a ball, they're not committing to their guy.
Absolutely. And on that last reception, it was actually Julian Martinez, so correction on that. 3 wide receivers set for Rudden. Once again out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it off to Hernandez. Gets 2 yards as he scampers across the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd and 3. All spotted on the Leopard zone, 32-yard line.
Yeah, Chapman's going to have to make an answer here. It's probably going to be looking like a blitz one-on-one for every receiver going out there and just basically hit that guy before you can get it out.
And if you're the Panthers, you definitely have to bottle up Rumsey. On a big 3rd down. Escapes and is tackled. Rudden hit as he threw, found Hernandez, but Hernandez quickly was met by a host of Panthers. Loss of 1, 4th and 4, and Laverne will punt.
Yeah, they don't get the first down, but I'm already liking what I'm seeing from Rudden. He is poised in there. He sees Tariquez coming straight down right at him, right in his face, and he's still able to complete a pass. If we can see a poised Rudden, I think we could see 1, less interceptions, 2, just smarter plays being made.
And this is a player who had over 600 passing yards in the first 2 games of the season. On the punt, here's Zamir being sent backwards currently. A lot of movement, and then finally tackled probably around the same area where he first got the ball at the 35, 36-yard line.
A lot of extracurriculars just to pretty much stay where you're at, but, I mean, it was still a good attempt.
Yeah. There's Amir Adams on the punt return. They spot it in between the 35 and 36, which is around where the Panthers set up the first time. They had no problem marching down the field. Of course, it was a big pass interference that kept their drive alive. If you remember, the Leopards actually picked it off, but got a little help, and so the refs brought it back. Here's Ursino, who gets tripped up immediately, only a couple of yards to bring up 2nd down and 9.
If Laverne can do a good job of just getting Ursino to the outside, they might have a better chance of stopping the run game. If it keeps it up the gut, pockets are just going to keep being open, and he's just going to run through open gaps with maybe only 1 guy to beat.
And that's been the Achilles heel for this Leopards defense all season long, has been the rushing game, trying to prevent it. And as you mentioned, when they keep it to the outside, it's much better contained, but up the gut, they have allowed 208 rushing yards per game, the worst in the SCIAC. Yellen looks left, throws left, passes caught. Good enough for a first down as the Panthers offense continues to move forward. That's Cade Zimmerman, one of our players to watch. 1st and 10 as they now cross over into Leopard territory.
You think he's related to Tate?
I don't know. It's a good chance.
It's a great chance.
Tate Zimmerman, of course, one of the best defensive players on the Chapman team. Quick throw out to the right. Great screen by Pacheco. And another Panther first down.
And they're just getting beat in these man coverages. With the safety on Pacheco, he is all the way back 10 yards. And there's a bubble screen pretty much where the ball started at.
And that was Manzano on the reception, but that was really set up by Pacheco. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers. It's 7-7 your score with 5:20 remaining in the first quarter. Panthers looking to take their first lead of the game. They trailed immediately thanks to a 72-yard touchdown pass. That one sails to the Panthers sideline. Hit their kicker. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, a good job by Laverne just to rush him and make sure that he had no time to complete a pass. But there's some communication going on with the Leopards defense. It seems that Martin maybe had to have a guy on the flat on the left side over here, but not entirely sure.
Trio of receivers set up to Yellen's left, and initially it looked as if the Leopards weren't really set up to cover all of them. Yellen, of course, was upset that they had to change the play. Handoff up the middle on the right edge. Good enough for a Panther first down, tackled at the 15-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 as the Panthers enter the red zone for the 2nd time today.
And they continue to be unpredictable. Laverne keeps switching up their defenses, and Chapman just keeps having an answer. But it's nothing that they're doing the same. Kind of had a fake bubble screen on the left side and just continue to run that ball. Doing great in the RPO game.
That was Andrew Latu on the replay there. Ursino, the first string back in. Nobody up top to Yellen's right. Trio of receivers to the left, and it'll be a QB keep. Yellen's going to be untouched into the end zone. Panthers on the board yet again.
Number 16, Joey Yellen on the carry. In the end zone for the Chapman touchdown.
There's a blown coverage there. Didn't keep an eye on the QB.
And I mean, that's something that I mean, even me as defensive coordinator, I would get upset, but understand that this guy has rushed for only 24 yards. So you're not expecting him to take that ball, but takes it in a big way and gets it into the touchdown. Barely even looked at.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, looking at the notes and the stats before this game in preparation, Xander, I was like, okay, Yellen is a stereotypical pocket quarterback. Really, the only times that he has ran the ball was because he's facing pressure and has to just try to fight for his life. As you mentioned, only about 20 yards. But that's credit to this Panthers coaching staff that knows that this Leopards team struggles to stop the run, whether it be from a running back or a quarterback, and maybe add another wrinkle into the offense there.
Yeah, it's just a smart thing to add. It's now you're kind of worrying about every aspect of this Chapman team, not just offensively in the run game, but just the running back. Now you're worrying about the quarterback running the ball. Now you're worrying about all these bubble screens. Chapman's having an answer for every single thing Laverne is throwing at.
Offensively, they have looked like the best team in the SCIAC. Noah Allen will let it soar over his head and bounce into the end zone for a touchback. 4:23 remaining in the first quarter. Score is 14-7 in favor of the Chapman Panthers. You're watching Flow Sports and LVTV3, Laverne Community Television. And for the Leopards now, facing a deficit for the first time today. We'll see how they respond. We got Malcolm Perry in at running back. Right behind Rudden. With the two wide receivers to the right. Handoff to Perry. And Perry gets chopped down at the ankles, picks up about 2 yards. We'll bring up second down and 8.
Malcolm Perry on the carry.
Ball spotted at the Leopards' own 27.
On the play by number 4, Devin Cobb. Second and 8.
So second down and 8 yards to go for the Leopards. Working from left to right on your screen, trailing 14-7 with 3:50 remaining in the first quarter of action. Senior night here at Ortmeyer. Running on play action, faces pressure, lets the ball loose. Panthers pounce on it, but yep, they got it. Recovered by the Chapman Panthers. Rudden facing pressure. Tried to get rid of it and unfortunately just slipped out of his hands. And the Panthers were able to scoop it up. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Leopards' 19-yard line.
And Chapman just applying that pressure, doing a great job. Tate Zimmerman with the scoop. Doing a great job right there, just applying the pressure. Also by number 93, Zachariah Dunham. Doing a great job right there. And I mean, Chapman's defense, we've been talking about it. It's basically been a highlight of this. You want to watch out for that guy.
There's a reason why this team is ranked in Division III and is vying for a NCAA Division III playoff berth in a couple of weeks.
Number 20, Gio Rufino on the carry for the Panthers.
3:23 remaining in the first quarter.
Timeout for an injured player.
Injured player down on the field for the Leopards. Looks to be Delonte Moore. And if it is, that's going to be a big loss for this Leopards team.
Yeah, you hate to see Delonte Moore going down like that, especially since senior day. You want to make sure that he's out there as much as possible, but also just leading your team in tackles. Big blow to your team. Kind of a big gut punch at the end of it all.
And the training staff is down there on the field. Looked as if they were kind of holding the calf area, an ankle of the left leg of Moore. As he sits up, gets some help up from the staff, and can't really put too much pressure on that left leg. Is going to hop his way teammates will come in and say, hey, you don't need to do that yourself. Let's help you out here. If you're wondering if he could come back, I'd say just based on how he's walking off the field, probably very uncertain at the moment, but you never know what could happen there. In the meantime, it's 2nd and 8 for the Panthers. They're in the red zone already for the 3rd time in this first quarter. They're perfect 2 for 2 with touchdowns. How about the escape? Pass down the field is complete. First down, 1st and goal from the 3.
That's Luke Peterman coming in to complete the pass right there. Looks like we got a bit of a change of quarterbacks.
Yeah, the grad student yelling. He's taking a side seat right now for the senior Luke Peterman. And it looked good. Handoff to Ursino, who nearly did the same thing he did on the first touchdown drive.
Number 20,
just pushing his way through and leaping towards the goal line, but is shy. Ball spotted now at the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal.
For the Panthers.
Yeah, but if Chapman can just continue to gut punch you like this with just running down your throat, it's going to become a long day, but not just on the fact of that, it's just the fact of Chapman continuing to change stuff up, and it's still working for them.
Ursino dragged down by the jersey. Boy, it looked like he was going to walk in easily there. Credit to Laverne defense right there. Bending but not breaking there. That'll bring up 3rd and 1 at the 1-yard line.
And it's a good job by the safety, Cepeda, able to crack down. I mean, you're right by the end zone. You're pretty much playing on the line as long as your corners are as well. But they're still able to come across and just get the tackle is a huge stop.
And with the backup quarterback in, Laverne defense can almost sell out for the run. But up the gut has been their Achilles heel. Ursino breaks into the end zone. A 3rd rushing touchdown for the Panthers today. It is now 20-7 in the first quarter, 1:38 remaining. 2 rushing touchdowns from Ursino and 1 from the QB Yellen.
Run it down your throats. Absolutely killing them, and I love all the pushing and pulling from linemen and the tight ends blocking, doing a great job right now, and they're just continuing to run it down Laverne's throats. And we've seen Laverne struggle in the run game, so if Chapman can just continue to do this, it might not be pretty.
No, and Jax Hudson comes in for the point after. Kind of a low snap, but
The extra point is good.
credit to being able to scoop it up and set it up for Hudson. 21-7 is your score with 1:38 remaining in the first quarter. And typically when a team runs the ball, it's a little bit more slow and methodical, but this Panthers offense is moving. And of course, on the 3rd touchdown, you get the benefit of the fumble, sets up just 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. But the other 2 drives have been pretty quick.
Yeah, they've been really good on setting just outside throws, just out by the numbers, out by the sideline, and able to get big yardage from those small plays, and then just being able to run it up the gut for 8-10 yards and just continuing to add on to that. Able to get you down the field quickly, especially in a run game. That's a recipe for success.
We'll see if the Leopards can answer back the tail end of this first quarter. Because at this point, you have to continue to put up points, as this Panthers offense, no sign of slowing down. Boy, how about that? Have you ever seen that? One player signal for a fair catch and not catch it, but the other guy catches it?
Oh, I've seen some instances of that. You kind of see that on onside kicks, but never in a situation where one person waves it and then both of them are fighting for the ball.
Yeah, that could have been disastrous.
And it might be a conversation where it's a fair catch and a bit of a bobble. It might set Laverne at the 2-yard line.
I don't really know the rules there, but If one player signals for the fair catch and the other player catches it, is it still a fair catch because
Yes.
one of your teammates?
Yes. So usually the kind of the fair catch for that case is kind of used on the onside kick.
As there's Ursino blasting his way through to the end zone for the 3rd rushing touchdown of the game for the Panthers. But as you were saying, so signaling fair catch, it's universal across the board.
Yeah, and usually as soon as someone gets that ball and securely has it, they'll call the fair catch. But I think there was a bit of a conversation to have of they called a fair catch and they bobbled a little bit. Granted, it didn't touch the ground, but he still bobbled it. So the ruling is just as long as if they call a fair catch and they secure it, it'll be blown dead. But maybe there was a bit of a conversation of he didn't secure it. He had to kind of bobble it a little bit, and then it went to somebody else.
Yeah.
But maybe because it didn't touch the ground, it goes through.
Guess it works as a touchback, 1st and 10 from the 25. There's a quick pass outside. McNaught Thornton. Bring up 2nd and 5. I'd like to see Rudden get into a groove here on some of these quick routes towards the sideline. Get some confidence.
Well, we've seen 2 different offenses from the Leopards so far. 2 plays and a big old touchdown and then a 3 and out. So we just need to see some plays from Laverne so they can get some pretty much work under their boots.
On 2nd down and 4. A handoff to Perry. Perry! Boy, part of the Red Sea there. Broke through easily, picked up 6 yards. 1st and 10 for Laverne.
Yeah, and Malcolm Perry, big guy, not easy to take down. So able to give him a big gap like that is a mistake you don't want to make.
1st and 10 now from their own 38-yard line. Perry is a big guy. Definitely a tough threat to stop, especially when he built up that momentum bursting through the O-line hole. A pair of receivers to Rudden's left, up top to his left. Now Martinez in motion will go there. Quick throw, that's Ramos Kamaka. Put in the moves, breaking the ankles. 1st down, Leopards.
Now Laverne's kind of taking the pages out of the Chapman's playbook. Throwing some bubble screens right there, working in the RPO would be absolutely dangerous for them.
So the offense is rolling through right there on this drive, Xander. You mentioned more of a bit of a passing game here. What did you like from that so far?
Well, I like to see more of a methodical drive. I just love to see them actually working for every single yardage, not trying to always go for the big plays, but try and look for guys open and just get upfield as quick as possible. If they can continue that, they can come back.
Leopards are moving down the field at the end of the 1st quarter. The score is Chapman 21, Laverne 7. You're watching Skyac Football on Flow Sports and LVTV3, Laverne Community Television.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
you're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
First and 10, Rudden throws to the right side. That's Ramos Kamaka, who made a diving catch to pick up about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7. 2nd down and 6, they give him 4. As now here in the 2nd quarter of action, Leopards working from right to left on your screen in their green home uniforms. Panthers defending on the left side in their white road unis. Quick throw to Ramos Kamaka. And the Panthers snuffed that one out. Loss of 2.
Doing a good job getting off the block right there and getting out of the bubble screen. Doing a great job right there.
I thought it was going to be a loss of 2. Instead, they keep it where it's at, so 3rd and 6. Gets whistled down the point of contact. Benefits Laverne.
So they called him down on the positive gain. It's kind of interesting. Usually there's more of a fight for that, but it looked like he took him back as soon as he caught that ball.
I agree. And it looked as if Rudden threw a little bit high to Ramos Kamaka. I think if it was a little bit more on target, there's some potential that you could do something with it. Here across is McNaught Thorin, who gets chopped down. It's going to be shy of a first down, but it's within that territory where I think the Leopards, especially when you're trailing 14 here, got to go for it on 4th and 3.
Yeah, you're going to want to go all out on this one because, again, what do you got to lose? Obviously, you don't want to go winless, but what do you have to lose?
Yeah. You got to leave it all out on the field, both as players and as a coaching staff. Definitely takes away the pressure, right? Knowing that you literally have nothing to lose.
Yeah, and it's just basically a conversation that the coaches could have had with the players, just saying, hey, guys, we're going to be doing some different stuff maybe, stuff that we don't normally do, but that's just because we want to go out on a bang. We don't want to go out wishing that we should have done that.
Yeah.
We want to go out, hey, we did everything we could. We wanted to do all of this. It may not have worked, but we still did it. You know, we still went for it.
And something that has been added since last year is this new formatting of the SCIAC with these two divisions, the Sun Division and the Surf Division. Is typically this would be the last game of the year for Laverne. It's the last regular season game. As we know, they'll battle for 5th place against the Kingsmen up in Thousand Oaks next week. So you are trying to give it all out here, but also prepping for what you can build off of for next week.
Yeah, and it's also just to see what works out, especially for a team like Chapman, what works out against these guys, what works out against a team that maybe predicts that you're just going to run over the Leopards. Let's throw stuff at them. Let's see what we can change.
Absolutely. On 4th and 3, the Leopards wanted to talk over it. Oh. Out of the reach of Ramos Kamaka. Thought for a second he one-handed that back into the bread basket, but popped out. Incomplete, turnover on downs. Yeah, but miscommunication on a few things there.
Yeah, it seemed to be a bit of an RPO, but Perry going on the backside of Rudden, not going in front to at least fake to hand the ball off, but to also give it to McKenna Ramos Kamaka, throwing it out in front of him. That's what you want to do, but a little too far out in front. Tried to do his best to one-hand grab that, but I think also with the low ball like that at his knees, it was going to be a struggle no matter what.
There's this Chapman offense, perfect 3 for 3 on play action. Airing it out deep, wide open, pass is caught. The Leopards get the big tackle there at the 10-yard line, but not before Gian Leijman with a big 60-yard reception.
Well, I mean, I think Chapman wants to get just receiving yards in this game, and they don't want to just get a ton of rushing yards. They want to be able to air it out, and they aired it out right there, doing a great job. And just leaving a man wide open, kind of broken coverage in that zone defense.
Here's Peterman once again, throwing to Leijman. Leijman spinning his way forward. Be shy of the goal line. Brings up 2nd down and 1. And another injured Leopard down on the field. We already saw Delonte Moore go down, an injury. And another Leopard down. Yeah.
I was hoping we can get a number to at least see who's down, but it's kind of hard to. It was kind of hard to get a number because as soon as he went down, there was a ton of Panthers right in front of our faces.
Yeah. I think it was on the initial tackle attempt to bring down Gian Leijman, who broke the tackle and spun his way forward for close to a 1st down. That's number 1. Jamar Brown.
Yeah, and it's Jamar Brown with the injury, another key guy, one of the corners, but also just a lead tackler for you, especially from the corner position, something you really don't see a lot. 22 tackles on the season. But to see another guy go down, it's just hurting these Leopards.
A little bit better, though. He was able to run off the field on his own strength. But we'll go straight to the training table. The Panthers will try to add more to the fire. Stick to running the ball. Shy of the end zone. We'll see if they gave him a first down or not. They do. So first down and goal to go. All will be spotted at the 2-yard line.
It looks like they're going to try to give Urshino his hat trick.
Why not? There's Urshino up the middle. Still bullying his way forward. That'll be close, but I think the officials are saying that he did not get through. And that'll bring up second down. Second and goal.
And it looks like Leopards, with their guys going down, maybe a quick talk in the huddle. Maybe they're starting to get angry. Maybe they're just furious that Chapman's already up 21-7. They want to make a statement here, and to even stop Urshino just to 1 yard of a gain right there, I mean, that's a big confidence booster for me if I'm a Laverne fan.
Yeah. Another handoff to Urshino. Leopards breaking through the O-line there. Loss of yardage. Now third and goal.
And Tagaloa coming off the end to get a stop for a halfback dive.
Get some cheers from the Ortmeyer Stadium. We got to see him celebrated coming out to senior night.
I like seeing this. I like seeing this no gain, 1 yard gain. I mean, they still got, Chapman's probably got 1 or 2 more chances to run the ball, but still to see them work for it this much, I'm liking what I'm seeing from this Leopard goal line.
A good goal line defense thus far in this drive. Throw into the end zone for a touchdown. First receiving touchdown of the night for the Chapman Panthers. That's Jason Bruce, the junior wideout, who is tucked away in the back of the end zone. And it's 27-7 Chapman.
Yeah, and Bruce just did a great job. Got 2 guys running on the outside, kind of a bit of a flood concept, and Bruce just coming upfield and kind of sitting in the back of the end zone, kind of hiding in there and understanding that in man defense, especially this close, if the corner plays off of him, he's got no one to help him out. So Bruce doing a good job of pretty much just hiding in the end zone.
Yeah, great breakdown there, Xander. Point after is good. It's 28-7 in favor of the Chapman Panthers. Not the way the Leopards wanted to start this senior night. It started off pretty great. Big time pass, 71-yard reception to Jimmy Rumsey to kind of boost the crowd and the morale of the team. And then the Panthers have answered with 4 touchdown drives on their first 4 drives of this game. 3 rushing and then 1 receiving. 9:48 to go in the first half. 28-7 is the score. So we take a look at some of the Ortmeyer faithful.
Number 46, Jack Hudson, to kick off for
a lot of Chapman fans too, on the left side of the stands, wearing the red, traveling from Orange.
And number 4, Noah Allen.
This has been a great program, this Chapman Panthers team. Ever since Coach Bob Owens took over in 2006, has kind of built this team to be a powerhouse. Just having a couple of mistakes there. That's the second time Rupke's signaled for a fair catch, and as that it popped out.
Yeah, but you're definitely seeing something different here with the Leopards. I mean, even messing up on special teams, that's a recipe for disaster. But talk a little bit more about Chapman and just the culture they built on. They have really built in on defense. I've seen Chapman over the years as being a local boy around here, I've seen Laverne play, I've seen Pomona pitchers play, but when they played Chapman, it always just seemed like it was strong defenses, kind of this hard nose going to break it to you. Offenses have come and gone a little bit, but just building a great culture around a great program has been absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And Bob Owens, just to give you more credit, has led the Panthers to winning records in 13 of his 18 seasons after taking over the program. Previously just had 4 winning seasons in the 12 years prior to him coming in. So definitely has turned this program around. 6th win of the season last weekend, looking for their 7th win this year, and have a winning season in 8 consecutive seasons in a row. And they have a 28-7 lead here. Leopards, in the meantime, they're all the way in their own end zone. I think someone moved on the Leopards there, false start, yep. And the first play was a 2-yard rush up the middle to bring up 2nd and 8. Now the false start's gonna bring them back even more so. It's gotta be really uncomfortable taking the ball, taking the snap right into your own end zone. Running from his own end zone, airs it out deep, intended for Rumsey on double coverage. No flag there, but there was a flag down back by the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like we saw a lot of...
Well, offsides on the Chapman Panther defense. Someone was trying to get to Rudden a little bit faster and easier.
Well, I was gonna say, it looks like we had a bit of an issue from the lineman. I thought I saw a jump before the ball was hiked again, but I guess it was gonna go on the Chapman side.
Yeah, I agree with you, Xander. I think I saw that as well. It brings up 2nd and 7. Instead of 2nd and 11, moves up a few yardage. 9 minutes to go in the first half. Ball's batted in the air right to Rumsey, who scoops it up and picks up a few yards to bring up 3rd and manageable. That'd be around 3rd and 4. Those batted balls by the line is that tip drill that coaches kind of always talk about. And Rumsey, first guy to the spot. A trio of wide receivers set up to Rudden's left, one up top to the right. It's Hernandez, the back. We've seen the senior a few times in the first few drives. On play action, throws right, pass is caught and complete. Ramos Kamaka, big time play on a tough 3rd down. Not only to corral that ball, but then fight for more yardage and protecting it.
Yeah, and when you have a corner just pressed up against you, you pretty much have no room to even breathe. Doing a great job to get that ball out, and kind of struggled with it a little bit. Had it out there a bit of one-handed. I think he was just trying to get the first down, but he was able to fight to get a lot more than that.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 now from the Leopard zone 30. Much better than 1st and 10 from your own 3. With some more breathing room, Rudden takes the snap, hands it off to the right side, and nowhere to go on that rush. That'll bring up 2nd down and 11 with the loss of 1 on the rush by Josh Hernandez.
And I think Chapman should start changing stuff up right here, because it seems like they're playing too good on 2 plays of just playing zone defense, making sure you get in your guys. If they run the ball, you're going to run downhill. But maybe send a blitz on this one, change it up, because then on 3rd down, it seems they send the blitz, and the middle is wide open for an easy slant.
2nd down and 12. We'll see if they send some action towards Rudden's way. They've been able to sustain some pressure against them in the opening quarter. They do send some pressure. Ball was batted in the air by this Panthers defense. That was Hunter Wickham. Well, 3rd and 12, you mentioned, Xander, that they like to send the house on 3rd down. We'll see if they do that here. It's was kind of similar territory. Ball on the 28, 3rd and 12. Previously on the Jimmy Rumsey touchdown pass, it was 3rd and 11 on the 29. We'll see if Laverne tries to air it out deep. Rudden faces pressure, intended for McNaught Thornton, that sails into the Laverne sideline, incomplete. 4th and 12 from their own 28 is not good enough to keep going for it as Laverne brings in the punting team.
No, and especially not since you're almost near your end zone, almost in the red zone.
Yeah.
That Chapman would start off with. But it seems that Laverne's trying to go away from the norms. They're trying to go off of the fact of you're heavy on one side. Let's go to the one guy on the right side. Kind of changing stuff around, but kind of maybe should have been set up for a screen pass to at least take some yardage, if any.
Oh, was that? I think Laverne's trying to argue that hit a Chapman Panther. Let's see.
It went off of number 35's leg.
I thought so too, and if that's the case, that's a Laverne ball. Officials will gather in to see what everyone saw, but the Laverne players on the field are adamant that it's their ball. As we take a look at the replay, it certainly looks to be. And it will be Laverne possession.
Let's just scratch that off as it was a fake punt. Fake punt completed, and now we're at the 50-yard line.
Panthers sideline not happy with it. Laverne sideline celebrating.
Yeah, and that's one thing, the problem with special teams, when you kick it up in the air and you have guys that don't know where this ball is, you're pretty much having one guy or two people telling him, get out of the way, move away from the ball, otherwise you end up with stuff like that.
Well, and it was a botched punt that didn't even go intended to where it was going to go, or even the length of it, so you can't necessarily fault the Panthers there as the Panthers scoop up the ball on the strip sack. A swing of momentum like a pendulum, and the Panthers have it, 1st and 10 in Laverne territory.
Well, Chapman was really pissed off. Their defense annoyed that they had to go back out on the field. But they're going to go right back on the bench with a nice play right there and applying more pressure, changing stuff up. Pretty much swinging that momentum, like you were saying, right back over. Because you imagine, you get that ball back, and then all of a sudden, it goes all the way back with a fumble recovery on the very first play.
Yeah. Colin Keefe on the blind side got to Rudden with the strip sack, and the Panthers were able to scoop it up and take it for a gain. Yellen back in at quarterback now. Panthers looking for their 5th time into the end zone in this first half. Quick pass to the right side, and good enough for about 4 or 5 yards there. Pass was to Cade Zimmerman. By the way, Xander, as we take a look at the replay there on the strip sack, both Zimmermans on the roster say that they're from Irvine, California, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that they are related.
Watch them still be not, you know? You still have that, like, oh, they're from the same place, share the same last name, they look very similar. Nope.
3 wide receivers set, handoff up the middle. Good run for the Panthers, leaping their way forward. It was Fisher Huss, the sophomore out of Fullerton. Sets up 1st and goal. Well, there you go. Research from within the trailer. Twin brothers.
Finally, the biggest question of the day is answered.
Hand off to Huss. Pushes his way into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. A 5th one of this first half as the route continues here at Ortmeyer.
And we're not just seeing one guy running this ball. We've seen Pacheco. We've seen Latu. We've seen Peterman run the ball. We've seen Huss. and Foye. So we're seeing a lot of different guys. And I know it's senior day, but it's awesome to see all these different guys getting the playing time.
34-7 with 5:11 to go in the first half. Well, Jax Hudson has been busy today. He's a perfect 5 for 5 in point afters. And it's 35-7 now with 5:11 to go in just the first half. Xander, take us through this.
Well, I mean, it's what Chapman's been doing all day, just running up the gut. Send your receivers further out by the numbers and just pretty much leave it on the trust of a front seven to try and stop this running game. And the Leopards have not shown to be stopping the running game all year. So why quit now?
So we've seen 4 rushing touchdowns from the Panthers from 3 different players and a passing touchdown. Panthers offense, we talked about it at the top of this broadcast. They are the best offense in the SCIAC. Passing-wise, leading the SCIAC. Rushing-wise, leading the SCIAC. And we've seen a plethora of their skill set. We finally see a fair catch converted. And Noah Allen makes the fair catch call at the 10.
Yeah, but Chapman has just done a great job of pretty much taking this game into their own hands on defense, on offense. It's just been a different beast.
It is an absolute machine. Coach Bob Owens has done a great job. And now it's a culture thing, and players want to play for the Chapman Panthers. Winning brings on more winning, and that's what they've been doing in the past few years. Here's Malcolm Perry on first down carry. Gets sent backwards. I think was whistled down right around the line of scrimmage to bring about 2nd and 10 still.
Well, we continue to talk about this program. It's not just the fact that Chapman wins, so they're going to bring winners. They're going to bring great character. They're going to bring a lot of guys that build together as a family, and this is a big reason why they worked so good on offense and defense.
Look to be Alexander Terriquez, who jumped early, likely on the defense. That's a good note to make about the character and the family atmosphere that you create, because you could have talent all day, but if you can't blend that together to create a cohesive unit, there's only so far you go. Well, now we know why Terriquez jumped, because he saw someone move from the Leopards. False start on Laverne.
And it was kind of a sentiment that even Chapman understood, or Terriquez at least understood, that he messed up because he started walking back.
Yeah, he did. 2nd and 15 now for Laverne from their own 20. And for Terriquez, it's obvious to kind of do that because this is the most penalized team in the SCIAC, is this Panthers defense. So for him to assume that he jumped, I think he's like, it's been happening all season long. We've been penalized game in and game out. But this time, it went against Laverne. Timeout on the field with 4:15 remaining in the first half. It's been 35-7 in favor of Chapman University. Xander, at this point of the game, what are you looking for from Laverne to try to counteract this performance?
I'm looking for just a drive from anybody. Maybe someone lays down a big old hit on the running back. Maybe someone gets a big time interception and you have the whole team on your back. Just something that shows that this team is sticking out, even though the score says 35-7, that they're acting like it's a tie ball game and it's anybody's match.
We'll see if they could do that here on this drive. They've set themselves back a little bit on 2nd and 15. Martinez in motion, sets up for Ramos Kamaka, who makes the catch on a little slant over the middle and gets great yardage on the quick out pass. Close to a first down, but it'll be 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, that was a great setup from Laverne. They continue it to set up some really good screens, and especially from the receivers that are outside of numbers that come all the way back in and make some great catches and making some great plays. But we still haven't seen Showtime Jimmy besides that 1 touchdown play. I'd like to get him back in this offense.
And credit to the Panthers, they've been all over him since then. Here's Perry to get the first. 1st and 10. And I mean, even on the touchdown pass, he had 2 guys on him. So the Panthers definitely circled 1 guy in the receiving core to not let them get beat by. Jimmy Rumsey just made a better play than that first drive. But as you mentioned, has been a little non-existent since. Rudden facing pressure and sacked by Tariquez.
And Tariquez continues just to be a menace. That's his 2nd sack in the game. And just coming off the edge, just doing a great job. No blocks from the running back. It's pretty much running away
Open
from
season,
Tariquez.
man. Yeah, Malcolm Perry was trying to find out where the blitz was coming from. By the time he saw it, it was just too late. That sets him back. 2nd and 19.
Yeah, and Tariquez can find a way to get 1 more sack. He'll be tied with Zimmerman for total on the team.
Ramos Kamaka wrapped up at the ankles immediately by Rennick Martin. Well, they officially spot it at the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 18 to go. 2-minute warning here. 35-7 in favor of Chapman. You're watching Flow Sports and LBTV3, Laverne Community Television. They gave Ramos Kamaka 1 yard on the reception to make it 3rd and 18. So we take a look at the crowd at Ortmeyer, Pack Stadium. But it's been all those guys right there. The Chapman Panthers making the most noise offensively. 35 points. Have converted on all 5 drives into the end zone. 4 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown. Has been an absolute bludgeoning early on in this first half at Ortmeyer.
Yeah, we've seen it from the big yardage. We've seen it from the short yardage. Wherever they're put on the field, that offense will score.
Yeah. Here's the 94 team from University of Laverne out to watch the game. You think any of them are getting a little bit of an itch to go out there and make some plays?
I mean, after I'm seeing some of these Chapman defenders, depending on what side of the field you are on, I don't know.
30 years ago, 1994, the team was there. Big time play broken up, intended for McNaught Thornton on 3rd and 18. That was Jacob Gowdy with the defense alongside Cole McFarland.
Yeah,
had a chance.
Had a great chance of getting an interception, but I thought the tip-up might have come back to haunt him.
Yeah.
But thankfully, he was off a little too far out in front to get a catch.
Zamir Adams deep back to receive the punt. He'll scoop it up. Finds some blocks. And then is tackled, advancing into Laverne territory. It's a nice 20-yard return there. Well, I'd like to see Amir Adams get involved in the passing game a little bit. He's pretty smooth with his feet out there.
Yeah, kind of that Swiss Army knife of putting him in the slot or just putting him out for the deep balls. But if we can get him out there and just get some good route running going, I feel like he can make a catch and turn a little of something into a big gain.
Wow. Executive producer also graduating in the class of 1994, 30 years ago from the University of Laverne. Yeah, Shane's getting up there.
Hey, I'm not saying anything, so just know there's one guy talking about this. I haven't said a single thing.
Age before beauty. There's a quick pass to the outside by the Panthers. With 1:37 to go, now 1:29, they're saying, hey, let's try to put up more points in the first half.
Well, I mean, especially getting the ball back after half, so you're going to continue to go this. I think they just want to step on the gas pedal. They don't want to lay off at all. We might be seeing some new guys going into the second half for Chapman, maybe to see what the freshmen and sophomores that are on the second round of offense and defense can do.
Right now it's still yelling, and that was a big hit. How do you keep control of the ball? Gian Legman absolutely got drilled.
I don't think you do. I think you just hope it stays in your chest.
The Panthers will run it up the right side on 2nd and 10. That brings up 3rd down. 55 seconds in counting. Brings up 3rd and 5. Villalobos with the tackle for Laverne. Panthers go no huddle. Airing it out to Amir. Incomplete. No flags. Never mind.
I think you had an offside call by defense. Thought he can get back in time before the hike, but not able to.
That was Christopher Long on the coverage. Yeah, the flag was right there at the snap. But Christopher Long, who just came up with a big-time tackle on a Panther, had a big stop there. It brings it a little bit closer, 3rd down and 1. Jake Foyer in at running back. Passes to the outside. Boy, took a hit, bounced off it, and continued moving forward. Brendan Manzano for a hard-fought 1st down.
And I don't know how he was able to stay on his feet, but a good job of just staying balanced after that hit and continue to go upfield. Chapman's doing a great job on staying on their feet.
It's almost like if someone was behind him to keep him up, because he got rattled backwards and somehow was able to stay up. Well, the Panthers will call a timeout with 29 seconds left. They have 2 timeouts remaining in this first half. Leopards only 1. It's 35-7, but wanting to stop the clock there and also piece together the rest of this drive to try to find the end zone for a 6th time in the first half. Well, certainly the Panthers are on pace to score the most points that they've scored this year, with 35 points in the first half and still looking for more. And you mentioned already that they're going to start the second half with possession.
I think they have that in the back of their mind that they're going to try to get the season high in points this game.
I don't know. Who knows? I think at this point they know who they're playing next week. They know they're in the championship game, whether they win or lose, but you want to put up a good fight. Here's Yellen, quick throw. That's Pacheco. First time we've seen him make a reception. "19 seconds remaining.
Another good job by Chapman, just rolling it out of the pocket and getting another wide open man. Because as you're playing in man coverage, like we've been saying over and over, safety is playing very often.
1st and goal Airs it out. Sideline, one-handed grab. Touchdown is called. There was a flag at the line of scrimmage. Not sure if it was on Laverne or on the offense, but Pacheco with the one-handed grab and apparently got a foot down in the end zone.
A one-handed grab over a defender. Kind of a mixture of what we saw actually last Thursday with Garrett Wilson against the Texans.
Yeah. 41-7. The penalty was on Laverne. It was on Laverne, and they Panthers elected to decline it. They would take the great reception by Pacheco. Kick is up, and that is good. Boy, they are hyping up Pacheco here on the sideline, and deservedly so. That was fantastic.
I mean,
42-7 now.
I mean, after everything you've done to just go in and do something like that to end the half, I don't know how you feel. I don't know how there's any way you tell somebody that wasn't the best play ever.
Absolutely brutal first half here, senior night for the Laverne faithful. And for the Panthers, this is just another day in the office. It's kind of what you expected to see. You see a Panther player rocking the baby on the sideline. Not a literal baby, Xander, but
I was gonna
figuratively
say,
gesturing towards the Laverne sideline.
I don't see a child, but you had me scared a little bit. I was gonna say, I guess it was bring your kid to work day for one of the coaches.
Yeah, man, I don't know. That was one of the offensive linemen, Jess Norton. He's rocking the baby, the figurative one. 14 seconds for Laverne here in the first half. They trail 42-7. Looks as if the Leopards will take a knee and head into the tunnel to talk things over and regroup for a second half. So they take the knee, and that'll end the first half of action, 42-7. Xander, I mean, outside of the first drive from Laverne, it looked as if we might have a competitive shootout potentially with the big 71-yard receiving touchdown from Rudden to Jimmy Rumsey. And it's like, hey, we've seen this before, right? We've seen Rumsey and Rudden connect and have seen Laverne put up points on the board. The first two games this season, preseason ones, went into double overtime, right? And they put up north of 30 points in both of those games. Unfortunately, that's the end of the offensive outburst for Laverne. And on the flip side, it's the Panthers 6 for 6 on their drives, finding the end zone every single time. 42-7, 4 rushing ones, 2 receiving. What have you seen, man?
I've just seen Chapman pretty much take over this game, seeing it in the run game, seeing it in the receiving game, playing the long field, playing the short field. Chapman has just answered. Chapman has been tested, and they're going at it 100% of the way. Laverne just has to take everything small. They're trying way too much to look for those big plays. They got to look for the short plays. It seems like the RPO and the screen passes are working. Live with those. Get back in this game. I'm not expecting you to make this great comeback to win it all, but I need Laverne to come back into this game and understand that the small passes, their RPOs and the screens, it will get you down the field. It will change up Panthers' defense to where those deep balls can go and work again.
Yeah, and it was working for them in a few of those drives. Just haven't been able to sustain it for the complete drive and punch it into the end zone in the end. And some turnovers have haunted them and set up some short fields for the Panthers. 4 rushing touchdowns. They're the best rushing team in the SCIAC. You got 1 rushing touchdown from the quarterback, Yellen, 2 from the best back in the SCIAC in Orsino, and 1 from an underclassman in Huss. Anybody running through this defense.
Yeah, we're seeing the veterans and the young guys going at it, and if that's the case, then we might see a lot more young guys going into it.
At the end of the half, the score is Chapman University 42, University of Laverne 7. You're watching SCIAC Football on Flow Sports and LVTV3 Laverne Community Television.
knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
Boots! She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
Love you guys.
And find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this. Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Haciendo planes eres el mejor. ¿Recuerdas los 90 minutos mejores planificados de tu vida? ¿O aquel aniversario sorpresa para las bodas de oro de tus padres? Te llevaste oro en planificación. De la misma forma en la que planificas para esos momentos, planifica para protegerte a ti y a los tuyos de un desastre natural. Inscríbete para recibir alertas locales. Prepara un kit de emergencia y haz un plan de comunicación familiar. Proteger a tu familia es el mejor plan que puedes hacer.
Just about ready to start the second half here at Ortmeyer Stadium. The visiting Chapman Panther fans have been treated to a great one. It's 42-7 as we take a look at some of the halftime stats. The Panthers have been absolutely pouring it on. 282 total yards, doing it both on the ground and in the air. 76 rushing yards to go along with 206 passing yards. 15 first downs. Have not been penalized too often. Have actually had less time of possession. But when they've had the ball, they've found the end zone. A perfect 6 for 6 on their drives in the first half. And they will start the second half with possession in this one. There's Lopez kick. Scooped up by the Panthers from their own 5. Cutting across middle of the field. And tackled around the 25-yard line. Xander with the 40-yard dash to get back up here. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Got my run in for the day. Yeah, I don't know why, but I was struggling to find a bathroom.
Yeah, it could be a challenge, you know, especially when they got doors locked from all different angles. We got a senior night for the ULV volleyball team tonight. So I'm sure they have things going on inside the tents here, directly behind us here at Ortmeyer. But did you make it?
Yeah, eventually I made it because I just decided why don't I go where the fans are at, and hopefully there's a bathroom over there.
All righty, here's the second string quarterback, airing it out. Comes up empty on the pass. Petterman incomplete. That brings up 2nd and 10. That was Garrett Roach, the intended receiver. Xander, you said we'd probably see a little bit more of the freshmen, sophomores, some of the second string players and third string players, and here we are, first drive for the Panthers. We see QB2, which we saw a little bit in the first half. And if it was any signs from the first half, they got a good QB2. Handoff up the middle. And the Panthers got players for days. Big first down carry. Gets the first down. It was Jake Foyer on the rush.
And that's a good job by Chapman to stay with their same plan as they did with the first string of offensive players. Now going on to the second string. Maybe let's see. What do I have for next year? What do I have that can maybe build on for even next week?
Luke Peterman with a trio set up to the right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Foyer once again on the carry. This time on first down. Gets a good healthy chunk of yards. That'll bring up 2nd down and 5. They gave him 5 yards. Ball spotted just shy of midfield at the Panthers' 49-yard line. Panthers with a 42-7 lead. Working from right to left on your screen here at the start of the third quarter. 13:35 to go in the third quarter. 2 wide receivers set up top to the right. In the slot for the Panthers is Daniel Prado. Look left, throw left, hurdles the Leopard, spins across, another one for a first down. Gabe Mendez on the reception.
Yeah, great job right there. Mendez just keep on dancing around there, making two-man miss and needing two guys to take him down. I'm liking the second string of Chapman. I mean, that pretty much just screams that there's roster depth. And if the guy gets injured, there's the next guy up that is just as dangerous.
Delonte Moore in on the tackle for the Leopards on first down carry. It was Thomas Johnson, the senior. And Johnson still down on the field. So the injured Panther now takes his helmet off. Looks to be the left leg. It was the left leg of Delonte Moore who was hurt earlier for the Leopards. We see him back on the field here in the second half, all taped up on that left ankle and has a compression sleeve running down the calf. And we'll see if Johnson for the Panthers can hopefully certainly be helped off the field and good enough to go back on the field.
Yeah, Moore's going to be pretty much running on adrenaline for the rest of this game. But you just hate to continue to see guys going down. Now with Thomas Johnson, a guy that doesn't really get many carries, only has one other carry besides this. But still, to see him go down like that, it just breaks your heart. And with a lot of training staff around him, it doesn't look like it's anything good.
No, and he hasn't really even gotten up from his back yet.
He's staying in the same spot and everything. He's still got one leg out, one leg up.
Yeah. The Leopards taking a knee on the sideline, as is the entire Chapman Panthers team. There's Delonte Moore, actually, who made the tackle, is going out there and patted Thomas Johnson on the back there. Good sportsmanship there.
Yeah, that scene is a lot more than just football.
Yeah.
It also shows the character that Moore has, but also just seeing a guy go down, not just as the other another player on the other team going down, but as a person going down.
Yeah.
And with that leg kind of being straight the whole way as they're walking it, I'd have to imagine that he's pretty much done.
Yeah.
Especially grabbing that ankle right there, we might have seen either his Achilles, ACL, or some form of gruesome injury on the foot.
Thomas Johnson on the carry picked up 3. Will be taken to the sideline to be further evaluated. Play goes on here on 2nd and 7. A little flutter pass that sails wide of the Laverne sideline. Incomplete, 3rd and 7.
That makes it 3rd down, 7 for the Panthers. Let's take the story for the Leopard defense.
3rd down and 7 as the Leopards defense first time will get tested here in the second half. They trail 42-7. Hand off on 3rd and 7. It'll be shy of the first down, but a good effort was Jake Foy, the sophomore out of Anaheim. Brings up 4th and 2.
Yeah, and I think we could, I don't know if fully, because I don't know if Peterman's going to stay out the rest of the game. But as of right now, I kind of feel confident, especially with the high score, that Yellen is pretty much done for the day.
Yeah.
And I mean, pretty good stat sheet. Not the flashiest, 11 for 13, 115 yards and a touchdown, but a 184 QBR still says a 184 QBR.
Yeah, a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. Big time hit. Ball came out. I think that was incomplete all the way. Turnover on downs. It's the second time we've seen a big time hit by Christopher Long. Boy, he's been a player for the Leopards defense that has kind of been sparked. Boom.
And Long just read it all the way, going straight to him, and he made sure that he wasn't getting that ball. And it's a good thing to see at a turnover on downs.
Christopher Long, the senior, has been rising to the occasion here in the late first half, now early second half for the Leopards defense. Had a big hit on Gian Lageman and also guarding Pacheco in the end zone. Here go the Leopards. Redden rolls out left, throws left. McNaught Thornton on the catch with room. Good enough for a first down into Panthers territory, tackled at the 45.
And McNaught Thornton with a good job of just getting wide, getting open. Again, starting to read the zone defense a lot better. I'm liking what we're seeing so far. Turnover on downs. You see the good job by Rumsey, just running the deep route, pretty much getting the safety out of the equation and just putting a one-on-one.
That definitely helps get your teammate open. Likely a false start.
Yep. Offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty, first down.
False start on the Leopards. It's their third or fourth one today. Thomas Johnson, by the way, is now in a boot on the sideline. So you hope the injury isn't too bad, and you obviously hope that it's a speedy recovery for him to get back on the field at some point. Redden's pass to McNaught Thornton on the screen with space and room. Still on his feet at the 20 and is tackled shy of the 15. Isaiah McNaught Thornton has been a burst of energy on this drive here in the third quarter.
Yeah, really getting involved in this offense. Haven't seen much from him.
Talk to me, Xander.
Another great setup with a screen pass again on the outside receiver to jump back in and get some great blockers and kind of put in a good setup, especially when the box on the inside is just covered with linebackers. Go to the outside, go to the numbers.
1st and 10 for Ramos Kamaka. Incomplete. Was in that right end zone area. Couldn't come down with it. Single coverage. So that brings up 2nd down and 10. Ball spotted on the Panthers' 17-yard line. Believe it or not, this is the first time the Leopards have entered the red zone. Three wide receivers set. Martinez now in motion. Goes to the left. Quick pass out to Malcolm Perry. Stiff arms one Panther. Stays on his feet. And then is pushed out of bounds on the left sideline towards the Laverne side. That's good enough for a first down. That's 1st and goal. As you take a look at the replay there.
Yeah, and Perry doing a great job beating one man, nobody in the area, and also great blocks set up by your wide receivers. But for Perry, big guy like that, he's really hard to take down.
Yeah.
So you know it's going to take more than one guy. Good job by Tariq just to hit him out of bounds.
1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Leopards on the doorstep of finding the end zone for the 2nd time today. Martinez in motion. Redden takes the snap, hands it off to Perry. Perry still on his feet, trying to keep those legs moving. The Laverne offense pushes him forward into the end zone. A lot of leverage by the officials to let that play go on, but when you see the player still standing on his feet, bulldozing his way forward, you got to give them the credit. Touchdown, Leopards. Talk about the strength by Perry here, Xander.
Well, I mean, remember how we talked about that it's going to take more than one guy to take Perry down? How about a whole defense? Malcolm Perry. Or is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was
you
right.
got it.
I don't know why. I was thinking of the old running back in the NFL for the Broncos and Rams. But Perry doing a great job just running up the gut and facing every single man on that D line and winning the battle.
That's good. Point after is good. It's now 42-14, still in favor of Chapman. But Laverne did what they did in the first half, scored an opening touchdown on their first drive of the half. We'll see if they could continue that momentum. 9:08 to go in the third quarter. As it's been the second half that Laverne had wanted, forced the Panthers team to turn it over, and then punched it in the end zone here, Xander.
Yeah, and just continuing the fight. I know Perry's got a lot of help from the rest of his team, but I mean, Perry just chugging with those giant legs of his, getting help from the offensive line, but Perry doing most of the work. He reminds me of McCowan. He is going to fight for every single yard that he gets.
Absolutely. You can see in that replay, Ronaldo Rivera pushing the line forward, trying to get Perry into the end zone, and all of it worked and helped. Lopez's kick corralled at the 7. Couple of flags come in. So tackles made.
82, Nathan
at the
Castro
25.
on the return. Flag.
Got some high-flying flags, so you know something's going on.
Got to feel good, I think, as a referee to just let the flag loose.
Yeah, maybe just because of the fact of coming out at halftime, want to make sure that they still got it. Still got the good wrist action going.
Is that something that you stand in the mirror and train for? You know, see how it looks?
It might be like you just go your daily stroll and you have your hand in your pocket and you're just training, you know? You put like a rubber band attached to maybe one of the buttons next to your pockets, and you just quickly just throw it out and go back in. You know? Build that wrist action. Not just analyzing the players, also analyzing the refs, making sure everybody's ready to go.
Yeah, why not? The penalty was against the Panthers. Sets them back 1st and 10 from their own 13. Here's Nathaniel Espinoza in at quarterback. Hands it off to Foye. On the first down carry, picks up a couple of yards. Got to break out the full roster for Chapman at this point. As they are definitely emptying the bench.
Everybody's going to get a snap.
2nd and 8. Foye got a couple of yards on first down. Couple of wide receivers set. Espinoza, quick handoff up the middle. This time to Tyler Olson. The senior out of Pebble Beach gets a couple of yards to bring up 3rd down. There's a good amount of defensive chance coming from that Ortmeyer side. Set up by somebody's family. Espinoza, the quick throw is incomplete, intended for wide receiver Kelly Husby. And that'll bring up 4th down. So a quick 3 and out here for the Laverne defense.
Seeing a bit of confidence coming from the Laverne Leopards right now, staying strong on defense.
Yeah.
Seeing them really start to trust each other now, maybe get some big plays to happen.
Here's Jimmy Rumsey deep back to receive.
Showtime Jimmy may want to make a big play on special teams.
Yeah, anytime you put the ball in Jimmy Rumsey's hands, good things are bound to happen. Rumsey scoops it up at the 45, rolls out right, dodges a few Panthers, and is tackled at the 40. A couple of late flags come in, likely against the Leopards. But speaking about Rumsey, he actually made his debut last night in the booth, color commentating for men's basketball season opener in an 82-68 win over Southern California Leadership University.
He could do it all. I mean,
yeah,
I guess a Swiss Army knife on the field, in the class, and now in the booth. He's going to steal our jobs.
I guess so.
Good thing he can't do football because he's out on the field.
Yeah, our sports information director letting us know that Anthony Avila did a great job. He says that Rumsey did. Obviously in a debut, you're still learning things, but who knows? Maybe we'll keep doing it. 7:22 to go in the third quarter. It's 42-14 in favor of Chapman. As the officials will bring the ball back, or rather forward. That was against the Panthers. I think I saw the retaliation. Sometimes you miss the first thing, and usually the retaliation gets called. But nonetheless, 15-yard penalty added to the great return by Rumsey. Rudden with the quick throw to Ramos Kamaka just sailed way over his head. Had no chance at it. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. A couple of times we've seen him kind of overshoot a little bit.
Yeah, kind of just committing way too much and just understanding the screen pass. You just got to get it quickly to his hands, just right at his chest. Nothing special, and just try to get the big gain. But I'm liking that they're realizing that the screen passes are working, so start messing with it. Get the linebackers outside to the numbers, and you could run up the gut and possibly get those big gains.
Rumsey back on the field. He sat out 1st down. On 2nd and 10, 4 wide receiver set. Rudden rolls out left right into the Chapman defense for a sack. Loss of yardage, and it'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Tate Zimmerman with a nice job. We haven't really seen much of him, but finally able to get a sack right there, making sure he's staying ahead of Tariquez to get the sack lead for his team.
Close battle between those two.
And now Zimmerman's back up 2 sacks, so he'll feel a little more confident. You know, he'll be able to sleep happier at night knowing that that Tariquez didn't take his sack lead.
On 3rd and 18 from the Panthers 35. More flags. False start yet again. Loss of 5 brings it to 3rd and 23. Ball spotted now at the Panthers' 40-yard line.
Well, if there's any chance to make a big play right here, you might want to look at Showtime Jimmy.
Probably in 4-down territories for Laverne. So with 3rd and 23, hoping to get at least half here. But would love all of it. Over the middle, incomplete, intended for Ramos Kamaka. Nearly was picked off. Joey Bustos, the linebacker, had it slip right past him and then into the intended receiver's hands, Ramos Kamaka, but he couldn't keep it together. So not 4-down territory for the Leopards as they'll decide to punt it to Amir Adams. the shifty Amir Adams. A very high punt, not very far. Adams signals for the fair catch. And he muffed it. But did he get back on it? I think he did. Could have been bad for the Panthers as they almost were unsuccessful on 2 punt returns.
Yeah, thankfully they were able to get that ball back, but maybe something to look forward to. Maybe just at film the next day or just over the next week. Maybe we need to practice more on special teams. We're seeing some sloppiness that we shouldn't have, especially on something like special teams. But it plays a big part.
It does. I think a lot of people overlook special teams until you see mistakes like this, or in some cases success when you go for it on, let's say, like a fake punt attempt or a fake field goal. And then it's like, oh my gosh, special teams matters. Quick pass to the left is caught and tackled at the 30. Good enough for a first down. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Tyler Olson on the reception.
Yeah, another good setup, another good screen, and look at all these blocks. Not a leopard near. And you're able to get an easy 10 yards a gain and just setting up these plays pretty much at the start of the line and just able to turn them into the 10-plus gain.
Third quarter is rolling right along through. 5:09 remaining and counting. Espinoza takes the snap, hands it off once again, this time to Tyler Olson. Olson picks up 2 yards. 2nd and 8. Delonte Moore in on the tackle. The leading defender of the Leopards for tackles. Espinoza now with 3 wide receivers set. Takes the snap. Quick rollout to Olson. Olson speeds his way across one Leopard and then is trounced at the 34. Brings up 3rd down. Picks up a yard, 3rd and 7.
Laverne just has to continue to just keep on just taking it to these guys. If they can not win the game per se, because obviously a big difference in the score, but if you're going to win this half, at least you're going out fighting. I think that's something that we could both say that we did not see from Laverne in the first half.
Yep.
But obviously, if we could see this in the second half, just a great fight from the Leopards, I think it'd be a huge win for them.
On 3rd and 6, an air out. Pass is caught and complete. A late flag came in, though. But what a catch. Nick Tawney.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a pass interference call.
Yep. Looked as if it was on Josiah Finnell, the senior defensive back of Laverne. And so it was a holding on Josiah. To no avail, though, as Nick Tawney made a great catch on a great throw by Espinoza.
Yeah, just getting that ball up in the air, just no time wasted there. And I think it just goes that what we're seeing from Chapman is a lot of depth from the quarterback room and just showing the poise that they have.
Airs it out once again, this time way too far, intended for Garrett Roach. It was a tight spiral. It's about 10 yards out of reach of the intended receiver.
It was a great throw, but it was just over your receiver, and also but it's still a great setup on the outside number. It's just throwing that deep ball again. One man to beat. That's all it's taking in these defensive setups for Laverne. The safeties are pretty much out of the equation, and it's just going to be a one-on-one.
That brings up 2nd down and 10, as 1st down was incomplete. Play clock issues down to 1, barely gets the ball out. Quick pass is caught for a 3-yard gain. Once again, Nick Tawney making a catch here on this drive. 2nd and 7, ball spotted at the Leopards 31. A nice breeze starts to blow through a sunny Laverne day. Play clock down to 7. Takes the snap. And a handoff to Olsen. Olsen nowhere to go. 4th and 7 incoming.
And a great job by Laverne. I think Laverne is just getting happy that they're able to get through these drives, understanding that, yeah, they gave up the one big play, but other than that, they have been doing a good job at just leading it to little to no gain. As another stop right there, but the Leopards front. It looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah, kind of in that situation where the field position, if you don't convert, doesn't really hurt you. Punt could pin them back further, but also you're too far from a field goal. Looking for everything and out of reach of Roach, but Roach gave it a good effort to try to track that down to the end zone.
Yeah, another good deep ball. Looked like Laverne maybe had a step and could have got the interception, but over both the receiver and the defensive back. It was basically going to be an arm punt either way. You knew that. It was either a touchdown or nothing.
So turnover on downs will set up Laverne 1st and 10 from their own 31. Second time that the Panthers have turned over the ball on downs here in the second half. 1:35 to go in the third quarter. It's 42-14 in favor of the Chapman Panthers here at senior night at Ortmeyer. We've had great weather today, 76 degrees here in Laverne, California. Sunny skies and beautiful blue skies. Great shot there by our team. Here's Rudden on 1st and 10. A fake to Perry. With a lot of time, throws over the middle, incomplete. Nearly picked off. That was Colin Post, who almost picked off the 16th interception by the Panthers this season.
Yeah, and then Rudden just trying to hit those small gaps. Not really a good thing to do. One, because you're not doing well in this game. 2, it just seems kind of pointless. Why are you going for those plays? I mean, 1, you were a bit delayed. Rudden kind of saw his man late.
Yeah.
But also, you don't need those plays like that. You don't need to throw into a sea of Panthers.
On 2nd down, play action, faces pressure over the middle, intercepted by the Panthers. Joey Bustos nearly had one in the last drive. Gets number 16 for the Panthers this season.
I mean, there's a reason why they lead interceptions. They're able to ball hawk over to it and make a nice play. Kind of off balance, stumbling as they go for that ball and still able to make a great catch and give the Panthers the ball right back and almost in the red zone already.
Yeah, just 20 more yards and they're there. They'll set up shop from their own 40-yard line, working from right to left on your screen. $1:22 remaining in the third quarter. 42-14, the Panthers lead. We'll see if Espinosa can find the end zone. Pass goes out to the outside, spinning his way around a Leopard and then crunched by a couple of Leos. Jake Foye once again on the reception.
Yeah, way to turn nothing into something. Foye, one of those good running backs going out for catches, seems to really be effective in the passing game, even though he is a running back, used to just hand the ball off to him. But put him out there, and he looks like he's going to be one of the better receivers.
He's a sophomore, so this Panthers team is perhaps looking at their next star.
Yeah, especially with how much depth they have at running back. I mean, we're seeing the stats, and there's running back after running back on there. They have everybody.
There's Foye once again. Broadcaster's curse gets maybe a yard.
Yeah, let's just stop talking. You know.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
I've done baseball, and I've been told that I should only talk about the guy struggling, because then the curse is backwards, and all of a sudden they do
bring
good.
success.
Yeah, you know, I just say like, oh, he has a 5 ERA, so it's not looking like he's gonna have a good game.
And then
Throws a
boom, no
shutout,
hitter.
And then you talk about a guy that's batting like 200, and all of a sudden he goes 4 for 5.
Yeah. Well, let's see what you could do here. The score's 42-14, Xander. So Laverne not doing too good. We'll see if they can make a surprise comeback. At the end of the 3rd quarter, the score is Chapman University 42, University of Laverne 14. You're watching SCIAC football on Flow Sports and LVTV3, Laverne Community Television.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
Start of the 4th quarter here at Ortmeyer Stadium, on the campus of University of Laverne. It is the Panthers rolling down the field. Espinoza with a dot to his receiver. Nick Tawney keeping the Panthers drive moving forward. They're working from left to right on your screen now at the start of the 4th quarter. The Panthers have just about emptied their bench. A lot of new players here in the second half with a healthy 42-14 lead over the home Leopards. Brings up 1st and 10 now from the Leopard 22-yard line. How about that? Ortmeyer fans standing up. Handoff gets maybe a yard if they're generous. Jake Foye on the cover. I think it was a t-shirt toss that was happening there. They got the fans up there for a moment.
Yeah, just doing whatever you can to get the fans excited here at Ortmeyer Stadium. I mean, it is still senior day. You still want to be happy for them. You still want to commemorate them.
Yeah, of course.
And I mean, a beautiful day in Southern California. I mean, when is it not? You know?
Best place to be. Best place to be.
And especially here in the Inland Empire, you got the mountains right there onto the view. And I think that's why, especially playing in colleges around here, especially playing college football, can you imagine being a quarterback down on the field and you're throwing into that end zone on the north side and you get to just stare at the mountains?
Beautiful.
That would be some great cover shots, you know?
Oh, yeah. Easily. Get lost in the replay, start describing the atmosphere instead of the play that happened.
Yeah, and we had a couple night games early on in the year, so the sun doesn't go down till later. 7 o'clock, you got the sun coming down. Yeah, it's in your face, but it's a beautiful orange-red in the sky.
Yes.
And you got some Saturday night football. I mean, what's better than that?
Nothing beats it. Panther sideline, meanwhile, is actually giving some thumbs up to their player who had gotten injured. Thomas Johnson. He's going to be stretchered out, taken by the Laverne Fire Department. So obviously, thoughts and prayers with Johnson and his family. Hopefully he could get a speedy recovery. 2nd and 10. Espinoza takes the snap. A handoff to Foye up the middle. Laverne bottles it up defensively. Brings up 3rd down. Third and 8. As the fans, Leopard faithful, tries to make a little bit of noise here. Espinoza takes the snap. Hit as he throws. And incomplete is what the official call is the receiver was unable to corral it completely and bring it down. Kelly Husby, the intended receiver. Gave an effort there, Xander. What did you see on that replay?
I saw a great play by both defense and offensive, but especially from the defensive side. Throwing pretty much your receiver out of bounds. Not too much where you get into pass interference or any form of a holding call like that, but just pretty much slowly taking him out of bounds. And it would have been a great catch if he made it, but thankfully for the Laverne faithful, wasn't able to come down with it.
12:54 to go in the final regular season SCIAC matchup. On 4th down, the Panthers unable to get to the first down marker. Or are they? Unable to. Waited for the officials to signal it. Turnover on down, 3rd time today.
And another good screen pass. Was set up with a lot of good blockers, but number 70 on the line wasn't able to get to the guy right before the tackle was made. I think if he was able to get to him, there's no Leopards in front of you, and that's an easy touchdown.
Yeah, daylight ahead. Staring at the mountains.
Staring at the mountains.
Well, it's time for the Leopards to try something new. Bradley Kenny, freshman quarterback, with a throw to Rumsey on his first attempt today. It was a perfect 1-for-1.
What a way to introduce him.
Picks up 7 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 3.
From North Highlands, California.
4 wide receiver set. Kenny hands it off. Malcolm Perry, maybe a yard. That'll bring up 3rd.
You think this is an audition for Kenny?
I think so. At what point do you say, let's say he has a good drive here, you let him roll out the 5th place game next week?
I think it just all depends on what he does here, but I mean, maybe it's just a full audition for him. You do have young quarterbacks right in Lissa as a sophomore, so it's not fully this is most likely going to be the quarterback for next year, but maybe it's just a conversation to have that maybe you go to the end of the year, you throw out Kenny. Kenny gives you at least just momentum on a drive to where you're now having that conversation over spring. Yeah. Is Kenny the sophomore going into next year? Is he going to be my quarterback of the future?
That was Frederick Mangan, listed as a wide receiver. Took the carry, a senior out of Seattle. So now Coach Creek wanting to get more seniors in on the action. Pass finds its way to Rumsey. Showtime making a few misses.
I think that ball went off of somebody's head.
Yeah, it wasn't intended for Rumsey, but he made the catch.
I think there was a deflection or just a bounce off a helmet, and Rumsey found it.
That's the 2nd time he's made a reception that wasn't intended for him, but he's made the catch. The first one in the first half, I don't know if you remember, Xander, on the defensive line tip.
Yeah, but just Rumsey continuing to make men miss, and something we didn't see in the first half, Showtime Jimmy going out and making plays. So if they can continue to look to him, it'll be a good day.
Airing it out to Ramos Kamaka, making the catch at the 35, and is tackled at the 32.
What a beautiful throw by Kenny, and Kenny doing a good job at beating over the safety and in between over a top corner. I mean, as a freshman, seeing something like that, I don't know. I'm not a football coach, but I see some confidence right there from Kenny.
We'll see if he could corral that energy that I'm sure he's feeling after that bomb. Hands it off. Great block at the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Frederick Mangan.
Number 39, Frederick Mangan on the carry for the Laverne. Touchdown!
Love to see it on senior night.
Love to see it on the wide open hole right there. Great blocks from Laverne. And the senior from Seattle is going to get himself a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure back home he wasn't playing much warm, sunny games in a November afternoon like this.
Maybe he had one. I'd say he had one or two.
Point after for Lopez is good. 9:22 remaining. It's 42-21. That got the crowd up and excited.
Well, definitely got me excited with Kenny making some very good throws. Granted, that one to Jimmy Rumsey, I don't think it was intended to him, but still a catch, a completed catch is a completed catch.
I don't think there was any incompletions on that drive.
No, there was not. It was three. I believe 3 good run plays. Obviously, that last one being a touchdown. And about 2 perfect passes, I would say. The one to Rumsey, yes, bounce off a guy, but to Ramos Kamaka over the safety and just under the corner, put him in a bit of a sandwich and went right through there, thread the needle. I love seeing that from a freshman. You love seeing that from any type of quarterback, but especially from a freshman.
So Leopards now trail 3 possessions, 42-21 with 9:22. Scooped up at the 5. The Panthers work left sideline. Here the Laverne side. Tackle will be made around the 30.
I think this is what all Laverne fans and Laverne players just needed. They just needed that energy. They just needed the confidence to come back out here and say, listen, home turf, we want this. We want to fight for every second of this game. And I could say confidently right now, I'm giving them a round of applause.
Yeah, it would have been really easy to simply lay over here in the second half, but they haven't. Now, granted, the Panthers have used a lot of their backups, but nonetheless, these backups are really good. Espinoza's pass is complete. Tackle made immediately after a gain of about 3. That brings up 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of backups that can easily start for other teams, but a big change of momentum for Laverne has really got us interested into this game again.
2nd and 7 from the Panthers' own 33. Espinoza will look towards the Panthers sideline on the east side of the field. Now takes the snap, keeps it himself, and then slides at the 35, picks up 2. Boy, the way he's running out there with the ball just sticking out, not really tucking it in, that could be dangerous.
Yeah, that's a quick conversation you tell your quarterback. Do not be extra. You're going down the slide, and especially with the slide, whenever you go down, that's pretty much all the gain that you get. So reaching out the ball and trying to see if you can get more yards, especially since you're not even close to a first down. Just go down, just slide, keep that ball tucked in. It could be a lot of issues.
They actually spotted it at the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the QB rush. 3rd and 7 from their own 33, 7:44 to go. On play action, rolling out right, Espinoza fakes the pass, now airs it out over the top. Pass is caught and complete for a Panther first down, right shy of midfield. That was Casey Gillis.
And another good pass, just getting it right over to the first defender. I'm loving these just threading the needle with these passes. They're really fun. They're really working out somehow. Usually when you try to thread the needle, I think it only happens one time, and then the other time you're throwing picks or you're getting passes broken up. But to see it work this much is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'd like to make a correction. That was Blaine Anderson, the freshman, who made the catch. Freshman wide receiver
5-yard
out of
penalty,
Irvine,
first
California.
down.
A lot of Orange County guys. I know.
Yeah.
I know Chapman's in Orange, but still, you know. Some schools you don't see that. You don't see a lot of local
Easy
guys.
scouting.
Very easy scouting. Orange County is such a big place. You have a high school pretty much every exit going down the 57 to the 5 to the 55. I should know. I live over there.
You like it?
Oh, I love the weather over there. Not right now. We're kind of getting either the high winds or we're getting a very, very foggy days.
The false start set them back first and 15, and then on the first down carry, picked up 6 yards to bring up 2nd and 9. Ball spotted at midfield. .6:12 and counting to go in this game here at Ortmeyer. Espinoza hands it off up the middle. Andrew Latu on the carry. That'll bring up 3rd down. Third and 4. Ball spotted at the Leopard 45. As the Panthers have now entered Laverne territory. On a hard count there. Saw some of the movement. Will likely be able to pick up the blitz. Latu runs outside and is close to a first down marker. Gets enough, picks up 4 yards. 1st and 10 for the Panthers.
Yeah, Chapman now this kind of methodical drive that we assume that they do with running the ball, but something they decided to go out of with a great run game, but still able to turn it into big plays. Now we're kind of seeing that just let's chew this clock, let's go home. But I will say one thing, they are 1 point away from tying their season high in points in the game.
Well, hey, something to play for them. Once again, taking the snap with 1 second left on the play clock. Foye on the first down carry. That'll bring up 2nd down, picked up 2 yards, 2nd and 8.
If the defense just stays strong for a little bit longer, we might be able to put Laverne in between 2 scores. Granted, clock is running down. Not entirely sure what the game plan is for Laverne, but I mean, 3 scores away. If you get a stop right here and get a quick score on offense, maybe you put that into the idea.
Potentially. Quick pass to the outside. And immediately tackled. That was brought down by Drew Johnson, freshman from Tacoma. So there you go. Tacoma, Washington. It's not an orange.
The outliers. I always love the outliers, you know. You have all these guys either from California, a lot of local people. You're just continuing to go, and then all of a sudden, oh, Washington. Okay.
3rd and 3, Espinoza with a 5-step drop. Airs it out. Incomplete. Great coverage by Christopher Long once again. Brings up 4th and 3. It's intended for Anderson, who had a nice reception here in the second half. Anderson heads out. They have Ben Weiskopf in for his replacement. Big fourth down. Leopards trying to turn them over for the 4th time in the second half. And it's going to be close, but they give them 4 yards for a first down.
And continuing just to drive down the field, just massive runs are continuing just to affect this Laverne defense. And again, talking about it time and time again, this running game and this run defense from Laverne not been the best.
.233 remaining. Clock continues to tick away. Espinoza. To Andrew Latu on the carry. Brings up second down. He picked up around 5 yards there. Brings it to the 2-minute warning here of the second half. Scores 42-21. If you're looking at the second half, Xander, it's Laverne 14, Chapman 7, so you like that.
Yeah, I'm really liking the different effect that Laverne is having. Also getting a lot of good stops on defense. Not giving them the big yardage gains anymore. They're starting to slowly have to fight for every single yard, which is what I kind of expect Laverne to be doing. But we obviously didn't see that in the first half. But thankfully coming into the second half, we're seeing a big fight from Laverne.
I think it's best case scenario for both teams in the second half. Obviously the Panthers went down with a tough injury, but they've seen some good success from their second, third, fourth, fifth strings sometimes. A lot of this underclassmen, freshmen, and sophomores doing well. And on the flip side, Laverne has been able to garner some support from the crowd, find the end zone twice, and find some success with a freshman of their own, and Kenny.
Yeah, and what we saw from Kenny, not much, but still saw some life from that. And I feel like we might be able to see at least one more drive from him. If not, you know, it was still good to see the freshman go out there and make some good passes and help lead to another touchdown.
Second down and 4 to go. Ball spotted at the 22. On the keep, Espinoza airs it out. Pass is caught but out of bounds. The officials ruling there. Tried to keep a toe inbound, unable to do so. That was intended for Ben Weiskopf. That brings up 3rd and 4 now.
Laverne not seeing that guy wide open in the end zone, just basically a throw too far off to the right side, but what could have led to a touchdown. Actually, never mind, it would have been a flag, so it wouldn't have mattered either way, but still what could have led to a pretty much an easy touchdown, thankfully, is thwarted.
So instead of taking the incomplete and a 3rd and 4, Leopards elect to take the 5 yards. 2nd and 9 from the 27. Proves to be good there. Nowhere to go for Foye. 3rd and 9. Loss of a yard, 3rd and 10.
And that's what I like to see. I like to see Laverne just getting the stops on the run. It's good to see something that they've struggled with, at least to get the small wins of just stopping them from getting big runs, only giving up 1 or 2 yards. If you can just limit yourself to that, you can create a great run defense. Obviously, in the defense they're setting up a 4-3 set, usually not the best against the run game, but to see them not give up the big yardage is a sight to see.
Here's Espinoza on a 3-man rush. Flag thrown in the backfield. Espinoza spinning around, still on his feet at the 35, airs it out. End zone, caught, touchdown. And we'll have to see if the flag was against Laverne or if it was against the Panthers.
Looks like it's going to be a holding on Laverne, or excuse me, on Chapman, but still a great throw into the end zone.
Boy, something you see out of a video game where you got your quarterback, you're running out of the pocket, dodge a few sacks, looking downfield, find someone sneaking across the end zone, and then hit them.
Yeah, at that point too, you also, because I still play college football. When you're running around for a while, those buttons get disappeared, so you don't know who you're throwing to. You're just throwing it up. So,
oops.
good to find a man open, but sad that another penalty is going to stop you from getting a touchdown.
That brings it now 3rd and 21 from the 39. 51 seconds to go. And what has been a brilliant performance by this Chapman Panthers team. The final tune-up before their championship match against Pomona Pitzer. Boy, that's going to be a game next week, Xander. It was a tough-fought championship game last year in favor of Chapman. And this year, in the regular season, the Sage Hens beat the Panthers. And at the moment, as long as the Sage Hens can defeat Redlands, they would host the championship game and try to get their first ever SCIAC title.
Yeah, but they just can't look past their opponents first off. But also just look at it. The team you lost to, going most likely to them. Granted, again, we still have to see with the results. But in a game where you lost 17-21, you know you're going to be fighting for every single yard.
Final score here, 42-21. Chapman. Xander, go ahead and talk about what Chapman has done offensively in this one.
Well, Chapman did a great job finding the explosive plays, not just one-time things. Over and over, we found the big plays from Chapman. They did a great job on both offensively and defensively. Special teams kind of had some miscues. Well, the defense answered right back, got them back the ball, and the offense given every opportunity to score, and they took it. They did an absolutely great job. Chapman just overall a great team, and this is going to be a great game against Pomona Pitzers.
Yeah, Pomona Pitzer defeated Redlands 21-10 over in Redlands today, so the Sage Hens will host that championship game. It should be a good one. Panthers looking for back-to-back SCIAC championships. Sage Hens looking to win their first one and kind of reclaim that from the Chapman Panthers. On the flip side for Laverne, we saw some positives here in the second half. How can they bring that into the 5th place game next week over there in Thousand Oaks against California Lutheran?
Well, it all starts off with who's going to be your quarterback. We saw Kenny at the end, only 2 passes, but still led down a great drive. Rudden struggled a little bit, didn't throw an interception until the second half. So that was good to see that we didn't see the mistakes of an interception, but we did start to see the mistakes of not being able to get a drive. So I think it starts with the quarterback position.
And defensively, we saw them stop the run a little bit much better here. A lot of turnover on downs. We'll see if they can use that as momentum, because the Kingsmen put up a tough showing against them earlier this season.
Yeah, and that defense is going to have to first stop the running game. They've been good in the past, and they just got to do whatever they can to win that game.
Final score is Chapman 42, Laverne 21. You've been watching SCIAC Football on Flow Sports and LVTV3, Laverne Community Television. Till next time.